What is happening? And welcome to your Thursday Night Delight. I, of course, am one of your hosts around here, Sean the Right Way. And joining me, as always, still wearing a beanie, even though that summer is heating up, featuring Mickey Mouse. Shout out to Mickey. We're talking about Brent from Brent's Bricks.
Yo, what up?
And tonight we got a very, very special show lined up for you boys because Tyler, aka Lifebricks, will be here, and we might even have a world-famous mystery guest. All that, much, much more, talking Star Destroyers, leaks, you name it. We're going to cover that. Yeah. Because we are a couple of brickheads.
Yeah. Feels so good to have my mic back. Yeah.
It is a couple of brickheads coming to you live this Thursday, May 9th. And Brent, we are just about at that point where we are 1 month away from Brickworld Chicago. I think we thought we had a lot of time. I think every week when Ostif puts his reminder, you remember that, Brent, it was firmly in the triple dig. It was like $1.60, $1.20. And then it started hitting that 99. I started going like, oh God, we gotta. And now, especially with Mother's Day on the horizon, boys, don't forget Mother's Day, and don't buy them Lego unless they're into it. But we are like really, really getting to the nitty gritty. Brent, are you feeling a little pressure? How are you feeling right now? I mean, you feeling like you don't have enough time? You feel like it's the right amount of time? Are you more excited than anything? Like, where are you at?
I'm definitely feeling pressure, but pressure creates diamonds. So,
yeah, that's true.
Just got to stay. Man, it all, I got a lot, dude. I have Jennifer's birthday, like the day I leave for Brickworld. Like it'll
be a pleasant exchange.
Yeah. So it's always interesting, but it's unfortunate. Like it's on Father's Day too. And like, I know they kind of put it on Father's Day on purpose, but I don't know. I kind of wish maybe the Brickworld weeks were kind of maybe rotated throughout the year, so it wasn't on Father's Day weekend every single year. You know what I mean? But
yeah,
I get it. But I do feel like for some, I've heard the excuse of why they don't go, and it's like, oh well, Father's Day, and they would go, but they don't want to like leave early on that Saturday or something. So yeah. But it is what it is. It's just a month for me where a lot of stuff stacks up, man. I mean, some people, it's like that. Like both of their kids were born the same month, and it's also the month of Mother's Day, and then it's something else going on or something. So sometimes that's just how stuff stacks up. But, feeling the pressure, but I think, it's going to be good. I kind of wish, I mean, hey, I want to get to Brickworld as fast as anybody, but I also want to be able to spend money at Brickworld.
Yeah.
I'm definitely in grind mode to save up for that.
Well, I think you'll get there. And remember, before you head out, Brent, I could take a peek, or some of your friends could take a peek at maybe the backlog. You could bring some stuff. I know you're certainly gonna load stuff in the car anyway. So
yeah, I mean,
it's spending cash. Yeah,
I brought a lot of stuff last year, and I didn't reserve a table to sell at the yard sale, so.
I don't think you need to, dude. We'll float around and we'll sniff out who wants.
I mean, you can
what.
always get rid of a few things, like or trade to someone. So
I'm just saying, if you have a heavy hitter, though, you could set yourself up for the whole week potentially. You know what I mean?
That is true.
There's something you'd want to part with. So things to think about there. Brent, we got to jump right in. Look, we've got 123 of you maniacs out here hanging out with us for your Thursday night delight, and we appreciate each and every one of you. But Brent, we got a rare sighting today. I wanted to share with you. We got a pre-play gang super, and it's a biggie from Muttley777. Shout out to Muttley. Pre-play gang super. I mean, that's an achievement, Brent. But you want to take this? Go ahead.
Man, Muttley777. Thank you so much for that. This is euros or pounds?
That's
Euros.
pounds.
It's pounds. Okay. I see the E and I just think euros. Whatever. I'm not very smart. Anyways, thanks for the 20, man. We really appreciate it. Big thanks for all the fantastic streams over the last week. Sean and Brent, and of course, all the brilliant guests. Glad to see Tyler back and killing it. My bank account suffered heavily, but enough left to thank you guys. Hey, man. May 4th, a lot of great stream. I think I had this conversation
Unbelievable.
I think with Tyler. But it was, yeah, man, everyone's streams and were so awesome, and everyone kind of was interwoven, like Ryan was on our stream, then he was on,
City stream, and then City was hanging out.
And then same with Tyler, and then Tyler was hanging out with us and him, and then you were on City stream again, and then we randomly streamed after somebody else's. There was so much going on. It was awesome, though. It was a good lineup.
Yep.
It's like a week of good football or whatever. You're a good week of watching sports, and you see a lot of good playoff games going on, and it's entertaining. So
no doubt. So Muttley, you you dropped the super, and just for that, we are going to debut our newest super chat just for you.
Remember that night when Brent's mic didn't work? Then he left us all like a bunch of effing jerks. To get it working with 100 viewers lurking, killing loners left and right. Oh, Brent, your mic was jerked. We're sorry that it did not work. Oh, Brent, your mic was jerked. We're sorry that it did not work. Brent, never leave us in the stream again.
wow, area. Oh wait, no, that's because it's the wrong mic. Hold on. I'll tell you what, listening to me say like, oh wow, it's the wrong, the webcam mic really did sound fine, but I never relied on it or used it before, so I was under the impression that, if my mic's not working, I sound like shit. So I was, and in the midst of that was while my cat was out and lost. My indoor cat has never been outside.
I shouldn't make fun of you for that, but
no, it's fine. I was in a very weird headspace. If had I been a little, I don't know, in a better headspace, I'd have been like, oh, all right, well, I guess we're using the webcam mic. But I was like, man, of course, like I'm already having a rough couple days, and then my equipment's messing up. But speaking of equipment, guys, I'm on a brand new laptop now, and I don't know if what happened before was because maybe my laptop was taking a crap, and that's why my mic wasn't working. But we got all new stuff now, or a new computer at least.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we got a quick couple shout outs, and then we also have a mystery guest unadvertised that showed up. So let me get this going. Ostiff, 34 days, Girth Gang till Brickworld Chicago. Woo, love you guys. Dude, 34 days, man. There it is. There's the actual count, Brent. I said about a month away. Not good enough. We got to get the accuracy there. We got Flord. He became a member. I'm not sure if that's a renewal or if Flord's a first-time member. I feel like he's been in the membership before. Shout out to Flord. And, of course, Moments. Hey, howdy, hey. 1 year anniversary for Moments. Guys, if you're not following Moments, great dude, great friend of the show, into Disney big time, and he does the I always struggle with this. What is it? What is the animation called?
Stop motion?
Stop motion. I always say stop film. He does the stop motion animation. Killing the game with that. So shout out to Moments. Again, great YouTuber and all that stuff, but most importantly, a super great dude. He's a good friend of ours. So shout out to Moments. Then here we go. Look, I'm going to bring in our mystery guest, okay? And we do have a few supers to get through, but I want the mystery guest on so he can actually experience the hype of our new super chat videos. Ladies and gentlemen, from your Georgia Bulldogs, is that a clue? I don't know. Here we go. We got Rod. How you doing, Rod?
What's up, guys? How you guys doing tonight?
Good, man.
Hey,
I don't know.
man.
I took a chance. I threw a Hail Mary, so to speak, and I was like, hey, Rod,
So
come
fun.
through. I'm always like, where can we work Rod in? And you're a busy guy, obviously. And I was just like, well, I'll take a shot. And here you are. I was like, hey, you want to come talk about Star Destroyer and just get caught up. And he's like, yeah, man, I'll come through if I can. So good to see you, bud.
Yeah, thanks you guys. Thank you guys so much for having me. It's been a while, so I'm glad to be back.
Oh yeah, it's good to have you on the main show. I feel like you were on a lot of
He's
the
a
Figonomics episodes.
I know.
Yeah.
We gotta
For
get
those that are
going.
wondering about Figonomics, it will come back. You know,
It will.
It's in the off season for Figonomics, right?
I got to talk to Rod because Rod's killing the game with his top 10 countdowns. I'm like, man, we could just do the show like that. It's hard, dude, doing a couple shows a week. We did.
Yeah.
Rod, I know you were watching and everything last week. We did 3 like back-to-back streams. It was crazy last week for Star Wars Week.
Yeah, I mean, last week, all of the, all the leaks coming out, all the new sets and stuff, Star Wars fans were eating pretty good, with all the new drops. And then obviously we had the new content with Tales of the Empire as well.
Yeah.
And me personally, also being a Marvel guy, the X-Men 97 stuff was dropping as well. We had the last episode of the Bad Batch. So like everything was kind of all, coming together all at once. So yeah, last week was crazy. I know that you guys were probably exhausted. I know Ryan did 3 days of streaming on Whatnot in a row. He's exhausted. Like they're still packing orders today. Like
it hasn't ended. Yeah.
Yeah, it's going crazy.
And actually I was like chatting with him earlier today. I was like, you want to come through? He's like, I would, but I still haven't even finished these orders yet. So, it's not, that's the thing about Whatnot, man. It's not just the selling, it's the packing. So, shout out to him. Crazy, legendary stream. He was around last week, jumping stream to stream here over on YouTube and then over on Whatnot. Just crazy busy. But we've got a super chat from a familiar face here. We've got Tyler from Lifebricks who will be joining us here in a bit. He wants to know from the chat, what is the best cut of steak for $20 to $30 a pound? And I know Brent's kind of a steak expert. We'll swing it around the horn. Go ahead, Brent.
New York strip.
There you go.
Fillets are good. They're a little overpriced, and they don't pack as much flavor. Ribeye or a New York strip. If you don't like as much like fat or marbling, go for a New York strip. It's lean, still going to have a lot of marbling and flavor in there, though. And pretty affordable for that. Go to Sam's Club. I go to Sam's Club and get like a 2-pack of New York Prime New York strips, and they're a pretty good deal. So Costco, Sam's Club, look for their New York strips. That's my
There you go. Rod, what say you, man?
I'm not as much of a steak connoisseur, but my usual choice, I think, is a New York strip as well. And then I know that my wife loves prime rib, so prime rib is probably the top choice from the Blankenship household as far as that goes.
I saw another prime rib in the chat. I think it was Brick Hive, I believe. I can't find it, but he did say prime rib. But yeah, prime rib's solid too, man. You can't go wrong. Prime rib is just a ribeye cooked differently, basically. So you can't go wrong.
Oh, I see Shy's out tonight. What's up, Shy? Hope you're doing
Shy?
well.
We're going to run down the Girth Gang here in just a sec. Tyler did a super chat, Brent, which means he gets a super chat video. Which one should we play? He didn't indicate what he wanted. You want a little Droidica, GWP? What do you want to do?
You asking Tyler?
Tyler's not on. I'm asking you.
What you're just asking me. I thought you wanted Tyler to respond in the chat. Let's do Droidica. I'm still feeling that episode 1 vibe from last week.
Yeah, we got to talk about your experience there. Yeah. And I think Rod will appreciate this one. Ladies and gentlemen, here's Droidica going out to Tyler.
Yeah. You can run, even really fast. It won't matter when I roll up on your ass. I am metal. I've got my blasters. I'm a badass roly-poly robot disaster. Droidica, Trade Federation pinball. Droidica, I make all the Jedi pay. Yeah, I keep rolling, bitch.
That goes out to Tyler. Droidica, hot off the heels of Phantom Menace. I know Brent saw Phantom Menace. Rod, did you get a chance to check that out?
No, I did not get a chance to check it out in theaters, but I know that a lot of people have. I've been seeing a lot of people on my Instagram feed have been posting that they were going to see episode 1 in theaters. So I'm sure it's been a super dope experience. I haven't been able to, but I'm sure it's a magical experience for whoever gets to do it.
Dude, it was awesome. Sorry about that, guys. I have a new laptop. It's my laptop I've had took a crap on me, but yeah, I didn't realize if swiping left accidentally would just make me leave. Sean, I can't see you. It's a black screen. Rod, can you see Sean?
I can see him. He's a little delayed, but I can see him. Yeah.
All right, hold on. Let me back out.
I'm seeing a black screen. Anyways, Phantom Menace. So, Rod, I was 5'6" when that movie came out. I didn't see it in theaters. I was going to see like Monsters Inc. and things still with Grandma while my older sister saw all the cool stuff like Harry Potter and all that. But yes, but it's the only one I didn't see in theaters. I've seen the original trilogy movies like with like orchestras playing the music while the movie was on screen. And Phantom Menace was the only one I hadn't seen. So I felt like kind of like Thanos, like with the last Infinity Stone.
Yes.
Finally completing the gauntlet. It was awesome to see. It was my 8-year-old stepdaughter's first like in theater Star Wars experience, and she had only really watched the original trilogy before that. So I think some modern Star Wars had her a little bit more interested in Star Wars in general. But man, it was awesome. I was pumped. I was wearing an Episode 1 shirt, like literally from 1999 that my cousin gave me. So
That's awesome.
Wearing my Star Wars pants and everything. So yeah, it was awesome. I was taking pictures of the screen. We have a Discord. Discord's been going nuts. Shout out to the Discord. But
yeah, Rod, if you haven't joined yet, man, if you have time, check it out, man. Our Discord, like we've had it for a little bit, and we were just like, God, we got to start pushing this again.
Yeah.
If someone in the chat too could post the link, that would be greatly appreciated. But you guys should come join the fun. Just it's basically the chat, but like all week long. And Rod, this week I said, you guys have replaced Instagram for me, because it's great. Because like because I mean we're all cruising the Falcon, we're all cruising, you know what I mean? Like we're all just seeing what's going on out there and reporting deals, but it's like curated for us, and so it's like everybody knows what this kind of group wants to hear. And like I find myself going to Insta less because we have our own news, rumors, leaks. We have our own sales channel, and someone's like, dude, killer deal on this box of Bois. Go get it. It's like, oh, okay. It's like, I don't know.
Yeah. Stud City has a Discord that's really useful for deals and stuff. Like,
I mean, his is much bigger, but like,
Christo will be
I like
dude,
how ours is curated for us. I like it.
Christo will be like, the people in Discord like see deals before even I do. Like, but no, everybody was taking pictures of the screen, like at their theater going experience, and sending pictures of Darth Maul and Boss Nass and all these awesome characters.
So Rod, I brought my daughter. She's 6, and it was her first cinematic Star Wars experience, and it was funny because she was down and she loved it. She had a great time, stayed up for it, everything. But she was like, Daddy, we've seen this so many times at home on Disney. She thinks it comes from Disney. First of all, that's a problem. She thinks it comes from Disney, and then also Disney Plus. And she's like, I don't get it, Daddy. Why would we do this? And I'm like, you'll have to. I'm like trying to explain. I'm like, well, they have real comfy seats, and Daddy will get you one candy of your choice, and we'll split popcorn. She's like, down, super down.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Game over.
But then she remembered specifically which one it was, and she's like, they're about to go racing, Daddy. And it was a really cool, father-daughter moment.
Yeah. Dude,
she loved it.
So speaking of daughters, my 8-year-old stepdaughter, she like had this look on her face of like almost tearing up when Qui-Gon dies. Like she like had this like shocked look and kind of looked over at Jennifer, and like Jennifer told me after the movie, she was like, man, like she looked pretty heartbroken when Qui-Gon got.
She was down on that, but then like when Obi-Wan got the revenge, the little savage in her came out, and she's like, yeah, all right, everything's fine.
Right.
And then it was funny because at the end they kind of show, Annie's got his braid and they're looking over at each other, and she's like, Daddy, they're gonna get married. It was just awesome. Like the side commentary.
Lana doesn't know that. Lana has only seen. She watched 4 and 5, and I think we got like halfway through 6. But I think at this point, since she's seeing 1 in theaters, we're just gonna go all the way out in chronological order now. But yeah, she has no idea what happens in 2, and I told her, I was like, so Lana, episode 3 is PG-13, and she went, why? I was like, just because it is, and she's like, do people die? And I was like, yeah, I mean, people died in the one you just watched, and that was PG. And she's like, oh. And I was like, I mean, more people might die in this one, but it's not. And then she goes, do they say bad words? And I'm like, I don't really know.
I don't know.
I don't really think so.
I don't even think a damn is.
There's a flaming quadriplegic. Maybe that's a bit,
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe that's what it's about. I'm not sure. But Will Bricks Productions, shout out to Will Bricks Productions. Where did all these new songs come from? A combination of myself writing stuff, some video editing poorly, and and little help from some AI. It's been pretty fun. I wish I had the time to make all these beats. I can make beats, but this is a good hack, and I think it's fun because we can pick different genres of music. And so for your $199, sir, you've earned yourself a GWP.
It's May the 4th. I want those Star Wars sets. I want more sets than Django has bets. Oh, please put a GWP deep inside of me. Oh, please put a GWP
Deep inside of me.
That's incredible.
Dude, I'll tell you what. Between that and BBL Drizzy, those are like the two songs that like are just living rent free in my head right now.
Oh
So
man.
shout out to Will Bricks on that one. And before we go any further, Brent, we do have to welcome the one and only Girth Gang. Let's get a roll call, and then
Almost forgot.
Rod, we're going to jump into news, rumors, leaks with our friends, the Falcon and the Brick Clicker. Busy week of stuff happening, not just in the Star Wars realm, all over the place. If I recall, Rod, you're a Lord of the Rings guy, right?
You're funny. You're funny.
Did I mess up? You're not?
No, not Lord of the Rings. Marvel is my other.
Marvel's your other major.
Yeah, my other forte. So
All right. I thought I don't know. I thought you were. I'm not either. By the way, have you seen the films though?
the Star Wars film?
Lord of the Rings.
Oh no, I mean I've seen bits and pieces will come on TV every once in a while, but I've never sat down and like watched everything all the way through.
So I think you'll have to take the challenge with me. I'm old as hell, as everybody knows, and I saw them in the early 2000s. And what drove me away from even renting them or viewing them again was that last one was the longest movie I've ever seen in my entire life. It had like 10 endings. It was insane. It was like 3.5
Wraps
hours.
everything up.
And people said Endgame was long.
Dude, that movie was 3.5 hours, and then they decided to bust out an extended cut. And I'm like, guys, oh my God.
The
So
extended cuts are
I feel
amazing.
like the early Star Wars were nice at like 2:15 somewhere in there. Like that's a good amount of movie for you. But Brent, we're gonna get into the Girth Gang. Do you want to feed ducks? Do you want to go a little harder? How do you want to play this tonight?
We can feed ducks before Tyler gets here.
All right.
Unless he's listening.
Oh yeah.
By the way, I always say, Lord of the Rings is 3-hour movies, but people will watch 50 episodes of Game of Thrones. Just break up those Lord of the Rings movies into 1-hour segments, and you have episodes. Just throwing that out there. Shout out to the pre-play gang. I can't see you because I think I lost the beginning of the chat when I accidentally left stream, but shout out to Will Bricks Productions. Shout out to Shreddy saying W guest. I guess that's for you, Rod. Rod is a W guest for sure. Shout out to Brad, first channel member that I can see here. Sean's a Swiftie. Not sure why he's asking that. Why would you guys think he's a Swiftie? I don't think he is, though. Floored, just a brand new channel member of the night. Shout out to Moments again for 12 months of being a channel member. Got a new laptop, guys, so I'm navigating on this thing, but we're making it work. Parkdale Playboy, what's good? Fabu Brick, the legend in the house. Shreddy says Rod. Shreddy's a legend in the house. Let's see who else we got here. We got Eli. We got Lego Head Productions in the house. We got Tyler in the house saying, oh snap. What up, Tyler? If you're still here listening to your favorite beat ever, I'm sorry. Ostif, what's good? Cooper, the winner of all the giveaways. Papa Trip, another channel member, special shout out saying what up to Rod. We got Biker Bear in the house. Phoenix Flame. We got Matt, who said filet mignons are overrated earlier, and yes, they are. Stud Lake in the house.
The
Stud
famous
City.
punter.
Stud Sidious in the house. Shout out to our merch.
Yeah. We
What
still
up
got to
again,
talk Rod
Sean?
into kicking that box of boys through the uprights. We keep
I
teasing
know.
it. We got to make this happen, Rod. I gotta.
I actually have a question for you guys, and I'm going to put it on my Instagram as well because I do think it could be interesting, but I want to make sure enough people are interested. The one question that I wanted to put up as a poll before I
do it is like, what do you guys think is going to happen if I actually kick it? Like, and I'll have 2 or 3 options, but I was talking about it with my wife and with Ryan at one point. It's like, do we actually think, like, if I kick it, it's just going to explode, like, and all the bags are just going to fly out and it's not going to go anywhere? Like, will it detonate on impact, or will the box actually be strong enough to hold its shape and actually fly kind of like a football? And I honestly don't know, either way what's going to happen, but
I didn't think.
I think it's going to depend on what box.
yeah,
Well-
like, I feel like the 75280, like that original 501st box, is a little bit sturdier of a box than the droid versus, than the clone versus droid battle pack that we got earlier this year. So if it's like a thick box, maybe it'll hold, but a box like the one we got earlier this year, I feel like.
Are those thumb tab? I'm sorry. Are they thumb tab or tape?
Depends. They made 2 versions.
Well, some of the
same size.
75280s I have are thumb tab, and some of them are tape. The only clone versus droid one that I had, which I've already tossed, but that one was.
So I feel like thumb tabs is the move, because I do think you kicking anything with tape on it is definitely going to explode on impact. Well, a higher chance, obviously. I think, but the the science better than I. I'm just as a layman, I'm kind of like, I feel like with tape it's gonna fly open. It might fly open. I mean, you kick the hell out of it. Let me ask you this though: do you go through the same? You do the same motion, but do you put the same pressure between, like the same force on a 25 versus a 50, for example? Like, do you know what I'm saying? Like, are you kicking it much harder? Is it 75% on a shorter one? Like, what does that look like?
No, I try to kick it the same way every time. So, in a perfect world, I'm applying the same amount of force on an extra point, which in the NFL is 33 yards, compared to if I was trying to, a 53 or a 63. So, that's how I try and play it. Usually it ends up working out that way, unless I'm somewhere where, like, if I'm at like a high school field and I'm afraid I'm going to kick it onto somebody's, like, field house or something, then maybe I'll take a little bit of juice off. But other than that, I try and, I'll kick it with the same power everywhere.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense, because that would be crazy, right? It's like if you go from an extra point and you lay off, it's like, but then you're asked to kick a 50 yarder on the next drive, like, that would mess with you. You have to just, one way or the other, right? I mean, that's...
another thing I think will affect how a Lego set flies through the air from being kicked is how much because certain Lego sets you kind of shake around and it feels like the bags.
Is Rod frozen now? Rod's frozen.
Is
now.
he? Oh, I feel like, yeah.
God, we're all having technical issues. Well, guys, I can just speak for me real quick. I'm in a rental house as my house is being repaired, so I can't really install my own internet, so I appreciate you guys bearing with me. We're gonna move one more time and then one more time into our house again, so we'll have the full banana soon enough. But Rod, if you can hear me, bud, you are frozen in time. Oh, power went out. There's a storm. All right, so we'll see if Rod can rejoin. Maybe your phone, audio only if you want. It's up to you, bud. What's his longest field goal? I don't know. We could probably Google that, But
I think he's got a pretty long one. He's got a record for a certain distance in college.
Yeah, for sure.
I know that for sure. I just can't think of the number straight off the top of my head.
It's gotta be like pushing 60 or something. I know he can crush it.
He's rebooting his computer.
Okay.
But I was thinking, and I'll kind of bring this back up, but just to finish my thought, I think a lot of it's going to come down to, like, certain Lego sets are packed more full, like certain boxes are packed more full or not as full. So, like, sometimes you, like, move a box and the parts in the bag slide a lot.
Yeah.
Sometimes
packed
in there a little more full. If the bags are sliding around in there, it's going to cause the ball to have a really weird flight. But if it's a box that's a little more packed in with the bags and parts, I think a more consistent flight might happen. I'm thinking like a Speed Champs box, Sean, because it's almost shaped like a football. It's like longer. I don't know, because a box of boys.
There's only one problem though.
This
it's like
just might be too small.
No, I think well, if you heard him, he was saying maybe the 501st or the deluxe box of boys that dropped this year.
Yeah,
because I agree. I think, but then again, like would little be better? I don't know. But we're going to have to figure it out. Maybe we can donate to the cause, throw them one and a couple or whatever and just see what happens. Because a we got to see the box of boys kick through the upright. And quite frankly, for him, I mean, that would be an incredible video. I think
Yeah.
like I think at the end of the day, he's got to make one, but I think even failed attempts make the video juicier, Brent. You know what I mean?
Oh, 100%. I mean, I think it would just be something really cool in general to see happen. We kind of been hyping it up here on ACOB for a while, so that's going to be super, super hyped to see that happen. But shout out to Seattle fan number 12 for reminding us to tell you to hit that like button. Whether you're here right now or on Replay Gang, watching post live, hit that like button if you enjoy what you see. Maybe subscribe. We stream at least once a week on Thursdays, but we throw in some other streams here and there. Sean's throwing out them shorts, doing what we can. You know, we're just two dads out here being busy.
We're just
with
trying
life
to do what we can. Listen,
we're just trying to,
and look, if you want to get your fill on weeks where we're not doing 90 shows, definitely hit up that Discord. We can get that posted again in the chat, please. I've already seen a couple people join from the last post. Just a real fun time with like-minded dudes, just having laughs, sharing information. Just it's awesome. It really is, and I love that this gets to extend over there during the downtime during the week. So shout out to you guys for making that happen, just like you do over here. You guys know the Girth Gang. Girth Gang drives the bus, Brent. I mean, that's how it goes. There you go.
Absolutely, man.
Shout out to Cooper right there. All right, Brent, it's time to get into the Falcon's nest. The Falcon
Let's do it.
has, in fact, returned, and so has Rod, apparently. Here we go.
Yeah,
he's back. There he goes. All right, so are you surviving the storm? Can we get a forecast from you?
The forecast is it's raining and there's lightning. So,
well, you're just in time. We're gonna jump right into what we like to call the Falcon's Nest. Good friend of the show, Falcon fan, 1414. Hoping to get him back in for some juicy nugs at some point, and also see how he's doing. But Brent, we're gonna start right here. You are a cat guy.
Yes, I am.
You had a saga with your cat, went missing a few shows ago. The kitty has returned, and so now we can talk about this set, because honestly, if we were
talking about this set and my cat hadn't came back, I'd be like, go to the next one, man. I can't look.
but break it down. I mean, we've been hearing about this for months. What is it? 1,700. I want to say it's like 120, 130. Somebody can fact check me on that. I don't see the price on here.
Yeah.
But Brent, walk me through this cat. Is this a purchase? Is this an eventual purchase?
No. I love cats. I'm not getting this. And it's no knock to how it looks or the design really or anything. But I don't know. I think maybe, and I get it's this size to kind of replicate a life-size cat, but you know, it could have been a little smaller. Could have been like a buildable cat. I picture that as like a more of a Target toss, you know, $20-$30 set.
Sure.
Not like, you know, something like this. But yeah, you know, it's fine. I'll tell you what though, if it resembled one of my cats at all, D1B, buying it day one, full price Jones. But I've never even had a tuxedo cat. I think tuxedo cats are dope. Don't get me wrong, they are cool. But I've never even had one of these. But if they made it look like mine, I would have. But I got two like Bengal cats, so it's kind of hard to replicate like a striped tiger looking cat. So, but this is cool. Shout out to the cat fans that are gonna get this. I'm here to support you guys. I'm not knocking anyone getting this. I love cats. Me personally, though, just not gonna get this.
Geez, and I've just been told by a close personal friend and a longtime Girth Gang member that people are definitely into this cat on social. It's doing work.
I'm sure it's gonna do good. You know what? I hope it does good enough to where they'll do another cat that resembles mine a little more.
There you go. Well, because yours is brown, right? So they did
it's like
thing
black and brown tiger striped cat. Yeah.
So they did the thing with the eyes. I guess a recolor could happen.
Sure.
Rod, what say you? I don't know if you're a cat man as much as you are a Lord of the Rings man, for example, but what?
So I'd says cat versus Simba because we're getting that.
We could do a cat versus Simba showdown. I think that's a hell of a contest. But Rod, I guess from the perspective of like, do you appreciate it? Do you like it? And then would you buy it? All that stuff. What do you think?
I definitely cool.
Uh-oh. Rod, you're cutting out, bud. Are you on a mic or?
Just on my I'm just on my phone.
Oh, there we go. That's better.
There you go. Yeah, if you can get a little closer, maybe, or I don't know.
A little bit closer. Hopefully that's a little better.
That's a lot better.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
So yeah, I mean, I think I'm in the same camp as Brent, where if it looked a little bit more like my cat, I'd probably be going for it. My cat is like all gray, and then he has white feet. So not not a striking resemblance to my cat, but I do think it is really cool. Something very unique, and something that we really haven't seen before that I can think of. So it's definitely a very unique build, and I do like that you can change out the eye color as well. So yeah, I think it's a really well done set. It's obviously going to be a really cool display piece for whoever's going to be picking it up. It's just probably not going to be me because he doesn't look enough like mine.
Yep.
Shout out to Hive. Rod was sounding like a 1984 McDonald's drive-through speaker. Yeah, I mean, look, for me, the only thing wrong with this is it's not a dog. You know what I mean? Like, if I'm going to be honest, that's the only. No, I'm just kidding.
I'm sure a buildable dog is going to happen.
It's going to have to. Let me ask you boys. No, as far as my review, I think it's great. It's not for me, but I do appreciate it. It's clean AF. They've been killing it in the animal game lately. Everybody knows this. Those 3-in-1s, that giraffe is a heater. I mean, there's so many,
amazing.
Just some amazing stuff. They're killing it with the Disney characters, which are also animals. Go ahead.
The designer that designed the giraffe, I'm blanking on his name. He's a Lego master. I even know where he's from. He's from Louisville, Kentucky. He wears glasses. Aaron, maybe? Yeah, Aaron something. I can't remember his last name. Lego Master season 1, maybe, I believe. Might be season 2. Anyways, he designed that draft set. If you go on his Instagram, he has made some mocks of some buildable dogs that are incredible. So be on the lookout for that same designer who made the draft to make a nice buildable dog. Be on the lookout because he knows what he's doing.
Yeah, there you go. But no, I think this is a great set. Again, I think this is the type that could potentially bring new collectors to the yard, so to speak. Hell of a first set though, with that big girthy piece count.
Yeah.
But overall, I think it came out a lot nicer than I probably envisioned it. So shout out to them. We can give credit even if it's not for us. It's all good.
Yeah,
I think it's fantastic. Let's see. Okay, so here's our first sort of look at what people are calling Darth Jar Jar.
I hope it's real so bad.
Well, I mean, it is from the trailer, so there's
it's real in that aspect, but yeah. I hope
you want the fig to look just like this. Yeah. So this is coming from the Rebuild the Galaxy series, of course, part of that Dark Falcon set. We've also got the tie-in X-wing combo, but I guess let's just go back here for a sec. What are you liking about this? The idea of it, the execution, all the above, Brent. What are you thinking here?
I love everything about it, man. I'm reading Tyler's comment. Should have done a big cloth cloak to cover his head. Yeah, I mean a cloth piece would have been cool. But I don't know. He has a weird molded head in general. But I mean, I love the way it looks. I love the idea of it, especially. I'm one of those weird guys that kind of believes a little bit that maybe George Lucas had a bigger plan for Jar Jar, especially after seeing the Phantom Menace. I mean, it's funny. It's like goofy to think about. Like, was Jar Jar gonna be this mysterious like villain, undercover Sith? I think it would have been kind of a cool idea, but Jar Jar had a lot of backlash, obviously. So I think maybe there could have been some course correction. But yeah, I just think it's cool. It's to me, it's a nod to that. It's kind of a nod to all you crazy people that believe Darth Jar Jar might have been a thing. Well, here's a cool what if for you. So I'm all on board for it.
Will it have pupils though? That's the thing.
Yeah. Well, dude, it's crazy because I just saw episode 1, and when he goes back to Gungan City, like. Sure, he was banished. I mean, he never really explains exactly why. He just says he was clumsy.
He was clumsy, dude.
When he first comes back into Gungan City, they're all like running away, and they're like, "Oh, what?" They're all disturbed. Like he disturbs the peace when he goes back into Gungan City. So I don't know. It's a wild conspiracy, but this figure is a cool nod to that. So I'm all about something like this.
And then, of course, as Hive is calling out, you can see the Dark Falcon a little bit in that picture. And I think there's some more stuff coming. But Rod, what say you?
Yeah, wow,
you're a Marvel guy. I've been corrected. There was a What If series with them. Do you like that they're at least doing one set with this sort of, or I guess a couple maybe, with this what if stuff for Star Wars?
Yeah, I definitely think that, it's kind of an interesting concept that Marvel's been exploring with their what if series. I know that season 2 was not as well received as season 1. They were like,
There was a season 2.
yeah, there's season 2 of what if. So
Okay.
I didn't even know either.
yeah, season 1 I thought was really good. Season 2 was okay. It was very Peggy Carter centric. And I think that people were just wishing that they would have explored some different storylines than they did. But, the concept is still really cool. And I do like that they're doing something similar here, where everything is kind of backwards and topsy-turvy. I know that one of the other pictures that got leaked was showing the interchangeable X-Wing and TIE fighter, where you have you have the X-Wing wings on the
Yep.
TIE fighter.
We're going to show that next, Rod. Yeah.
Yeah, so I thought there was a lot of interesting stuff in the trailer. I like that we get to see Darth Jar Jar. Thought it was super cool that Jedi Bob was like narrating. So I think that he's going to being a kind of a central character, special. So I'm super excited what it's going to turn out to be.
No doubt. And as let me switch over here. Here it is. This is the X tie. I don't know what we're gonna end up calling this thing, but there it is. Came out pretty nice. Now, what was the story on the sets, Brent? Do you remember, or Rod? You might know, but like, it's one set where you can do both or one or the other? Okay, so you don't have to buy 2 sets to do this. Is it a 3-in-1? Do we know? I guess it would be a 3-in-1, maybe.
No, I think it's just a 2-in-1, like they did with the old set with like the old sets where it was Darth Vader's TIE versus Y-wing. I think it's a similar concept where it's a TIE fighter versus X-wing, but then they're built in a way where you can swap the wings out. I'm pretty sure that's what I've been hearing.
Gotcha, Rod. Sorry, man, you're cutting out again. I don't know what.
Here, I'll try and join back on the computer and see.
Okay, yeah, cool. Here we go. Let me drop this one. All right, we got you in there.
Hopefully, we're back now.
Oh yeah, you're crisp.
Yeah.
You're good.
Okay.
So do you think this means then we'll get the X-wing cockpit with the TIE wings also, or you can do that if you want?
Yeah. I definitely think you're going to be. Yeah,
ships?
you'll definitely be able to do that. So
Yeah. Okay. So you get a TIE and an X-wing, and then it's up to you if you want to do the mishmash. So it's a 2-pack, probably 110 or whatever, right? And then, okay, got it. Okay. Yeah, no, I'll definitely.
Oh, yeah.
It's two of the 2 most iconic, fighter, starfighters for both sides of the force.
So
there.
are you gonna be able to put? Are you gonna be able to put like the TIE fighter wings on the X-wing and make like an H-wing?
I think so. I think that's the idea. Because I think the way it was positioned is it's a swappable wings situation.
Right.
So,
yes.
Yeah.
so basically,
This
what you
looks-
see here, reverse it and put the X-wing cockpit with the TIE fighter wings, and I think that's
the
what you'll
X tie looks dope, but like I feel like the H-wing is gonna be, or the I don't know, whatever you're gonna call the X-wing.
It's just
version
gonna have
of
a
this.
big schnoz, Brent.
That's what it's gonna look like, a TIE fighter with a big nose.
Yeah.
Oh no, we haven't really got
Everyone's
fully
jumping
Jedi
on me
Bob
like,
yet.
yes, Sean, that's the concept. I know what the concept is. I just didn't know how the packs were coming. Everyone's like, let me explain it to you. It's like Ryan's here. He wants to know if he missed any Jedi Bob talk. I don't
a
think
little,
we
just a teeny bit. We're talking
yeah,
about
a
the
little,
trailer
little
and
smidge, little trailer. Okay, so there's that. More to come on that, but I mean, I don't hate it. I'll tell you that. I
I'm
think
about it.
it's
Yeah,
pretty cool.
I think it's going to be a good seller just because I mean, like you said, X-wing and TIE fighter are super iconic vehicles. If anyone passed on the kind of downsized ones that we got in the last few years, this is another opportunity where maybe they'll be at least the same size or maybe slightly bigger. But
I hope bigger. Yeah.
At least this way, you get both of them at once instead of having to buy 2 different sets.
I am fine with it being like 120 as long as they're back to like
Yeah.
the I guess we'll call them the sequel series X-wings. Like I felt like that was the optimal size. I know
All of Poe's X-wings were a good size.
the Poe versions. Yeah, I think the last one was fine, but that Even the X-wing was fine, but that tie is just a bit small. Maybe more than a bit
I
small.
almost said Tyler. Ryan says it's 110.
110. There you go.
So first of all, I love this shot. How like the beard is like faded because he's an old minifigure. That's awesome.
Hilarious. I didn't
That's
catch that.
amazing.
That's funny.
Yeah, that's awesome. Love that.
Is there some kind of meme going on above and beyond with Jedi Bob with Ryan asking about that I'm unaware of?
I don't know if there's a meme. I just think that it's just super exciting to see that they're bringing Jedi Bob back. And, like I said, he's like the narrator of the trailer. It kind of seems like they're kind of setting him up. Yeah. Kind of like as Eli is saying, where they're kind of like setting it up to be like Jedi Bob versus Darth Jar Jar. So hopefully that's kind of the premise here. But yeah, I'm just super excited to see him in action.
Yeah. I'm all about it. I'm really excited for the what this kind of Lego Star Wars what if thing, because I was talking to it with the people I saw Phantom Menace with, and they were like, man, if they're gonna give us a what if, just do it like Marvel. Why has it got to be Lego? Like they were kind of salty that the Star Wars what if is coming in Lego form, but I think there's no reason why they couldn't do a what if similar to how Marvel did theirs one day if they wanted. But I think the Lego lane kind of lets them get a little bit more creative.
Oh yeah, it definitely
lends
lends itself.
It doesn't have to be too serious. And also, maybe somebody at Star Wars just doesn't want them to do a what if and make it too serious to kind of confuse canon and this and that or the other. So I think the Lego Star Wars, show or whatever movie, however they're going to do it, is going to be cool. Do we know if it's going to be a movie or a show?
It's a series, I believe.
Cool. I'm
yeah,
cool
it says
I'm
series.
all about it.
So, one thing I wanted to call out, and I didn't notice this when I was just kind of zooming through. We got Luke Skywalker back. I saw Bobby Moynihan from Saturday Night Live. Ahmed Best, obviously, is Jar Jar, which is super cool. He's like, what a full circle situation for him. Shout out to Ahmed. But then Mark Hamill back as Luke Skywalker. So I don't recall seeing him in the set. So does that mean he's flipped too, and now he's dark side Luke? Like, how's that going to work?
Yeah, if I had to guess, I would guess it'll probably be a dark side Luke. I'm also thinking that it's rumored that the Dark Millennium Falcon is going to come with the white Darth Vader.
Oh,
so I'll be interested to see if the white Darth Vader is going to show up here, and they haven't announced the voice actor for him yet. That would also be interesting to see if he's going to be showing up in the in the special or not. But yeah, gotcha. I would imagine it'll be a dark side Luke, and I know there's also supposed to be a dark side Rey coming in that Millennium Falcon as well. So I wonder if dark side Rey is going to show up in the special too. So there's a lot of possibilities here for these other characters that could potentially be cameos, but they're just not like a main character, which is why they didn't put them on the casting list.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah. Sorry, Brent. He was talking about a white Vader, white Darth Vader. Is he talking about the creamy Vades? Is that what he's talking about?
Creamy Vades.
Okay. Creamy Vades. Yeah. Okay.
Creamy Vades.
No, I mean, that's my fig of the year, Rod, without even seeing it. As long, and they'll do it right. I mean, they don't mess up Darth Vader, I don't think, at least lately. Sure, they've been playing the hits with the same exact Darth Vader recently, so it'll be good to get a fresh Vader. Huge shout out to KO, first ever channel member and a member for 12 months. It's been a year now. It certainly has, sir. All hail the king. Shout out King Oldendorf. Thank you so much for rocking with us. 12 months, Brent. Amazing.
First ever channel member too, man. That's awesome. No, I think the Star Wars what ifs is so interesting to me. I mean, they really can do so many different things, even just doing it as a Lego miniseries. But a big what if that comes to mind from at least the group that I was with after we saw Phantom Menace, they're like, man, how cool of a what if, like a serious what if, like they can do it animated like Clone Wars or whatever, but a what if where, Qui-Gon lives and maybe Obi-Wan dies instead or something along the lines, just to make like, how would it pan out if Qui-Gon trained Anakin instead of Obi-Wan? I think that would be a really, really cool what if. Maybe a little too serious for Lego Star Wars what if, but be cool. Who knows?
Yeah. It's rumored to come with a beach Luke. Interesting.
Beach Luke?
Visions was cool for anime fans. It was interesting. Yeah, I like Visions. I like certain episodes. Cool. Yeah, I like certain episodes more than the others, but I remember the Ahsoka was like a super standout for me. I think one of the straight up samurai one. I'm gonna have to go back into that. I like those. Ostiff tested positive for the Rona. Dude, is that still happening out there? Jeez Louise.
Oh
I
man.
thought they'd take it. Well, you know what that means. You get to call out sick, curl up, and why don't you, when you go, you don't go to the store, but you send somebody to the store, have them get you whatever meds you need, and perhaps, I don't know, Brent, maybe a box of Bois. I mean, that you take 2 of those. Doctors say take 2 of those, and you'll be fine in the morning. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
72 hours, whatever it is.
Yeah, well, it's a good thing it happened now and not like a week before Brickworld Chicago.
Yeah, dude, that's the way I always look at it. Yeah, dude, get that out of the way so you'll be
Yeah,
good to go.
I was sick recently too, like a week ago, just like, bad cold and all that. And I'm like, well, get it out now and take my
of course.
take my vitamins and everything leading up to Brickworld and stay healthy.
And of course, Tyler, always quick to comment. So on this one, 2 new characters. We've got Sig Griebling, which is a fun name, and then so I get the reference there. And then Yessie Scala. Is there a pun in that one as well, or?
It may be Scala.
Scala,
Like
Yessie
maybe
Scala?
like a play on scale, because fans are
Yeah.
always. I mean, a Griebling obviously is like a building,
Yeah.
but maybe it's supposed to be Scala for the scale of sets, maybe, because we've been complaining that they've been downsizing the scale on a lot of these sets. I don't know. That's just the only thing I could think of with
Duck seems hyped for it, so maybe there is something, or maybe it's somebody inside a Lego, or maybe the Girth Gang knows. But Duck seems hyped specifically that Scala is a thing. And then Tyler saying, could these 2 possibly be in the October holiday diorama equivalent with that astromech? So, yeah.
Oh, okay. It looks like Scala was an old Lego theme.
There you go.
Oh,
So-
okay.
There it is.
I knew when Duck popped up there was a reason. So there's your tie-in.
He's hyped. It's got to be for good reason. Is it?
Okay, so this is moving on to this. This is the newest Harry Potter set. What building is this, Brent?
Yeah, I was just about to say, where's Tyler at with his comment? If this was Harry Potter, Tyler would have a comment here being like,
First of all,
big tan building.
okay, big tan building. Second of all, you're making a Notre Dame set. You couldn't get us a big fig. I mean, seriously, you can't get like a big fig with back issues. I mean, truthfully, guys, big figs are already in the position. You know what I mean?
Right,
Of the
right.
hatchback. So
It's true.
no, but what do you guys think about this? I think it's a
I did see it
damn
from a-
heater if you're into it. 229
I mean-
though. Yikes again.
Yeah. Well, before I clicked on it, I did think, is this another big Harry Potter set coming out? Holy shit! Like, thought I saw all the sets already, but yeah, no, I mean, this is cool if this is what you're into. I don't really, I mean, for those architecture fans that kind of miss architecture sets being a little more plentiful, this is great for them if you're an architecture collector. But yeah, I'm not getting it. It's really cool though. It's kind of like, it's how I feel about the Eiffel Tower. Like Eiffel Tower is way cooler than this, but still, like, very cool. Colosseum, I felt the same way. Really cool. Just not my cup of tea, but I respect.
Yeah, no, I think it's great. I did recognize it right off the bat, but at a glance, it did look like this never-ending
It looked like another Harry Potter thing
firestorm
for a
of
second.
Harry Potter sets.
I was
in
like,
this.
another one.
But Rod, anything on this? What do you think?
Well, I was just going to add that I was the exact same way. Like when the picture first came across, before I, took a second to actually see it and like look at the box, I was like, didn't they just do a Hogwarts thing? Like I feel like I just saw
Like
Hogwarts
this month?
Yeah, like this month or something like that. Like
Yeah.
it definitely was what I first thought, but then I looked at it more. I was like, oh no, this is like
Yeah.
the Notre Dame Cathedral. This is actually pretty dope.
Well,
I think it's really cool. They were able to get the little like pillars that connect from the little mini towers on the side back into the main structure.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm only slightly geeking out because my wife and I took a art history class together in college, and part of one of our, like at some point during the class, we were studying the Notre Dame Cathedral and, kind of appreciating it as a work of art from an architectural standpoint. And then obviously there's artwork on the inside of it as well. But and we were kind of like studying the layout of the cathedral. That was like something that was, made out to be a really big, cool thing, is like how they have these little mini towers or mini structures on the side. And then they have these supporting beams that connect back into the middle. And they were able to replicate that pretty well in this set. and it's not like a massive scale as far as I can tell. Like I don't know if the dimensions are on the back of the box, if that's posted anywhere, but it's not going to be like a massive set like that, like UCS Harry Potter,
it's looking like maybe two
recently.
base plates.
It's not right. It's not. What's 31 centimeters? Because it's definitely not 31 inches high. I don't think.
31 centimeters, maybe like 12, 13 inches tall, I think.
Okay.
So
that's what I think it says, and then maybe by 47 centimeters wide. I think it's just super blurry.
Yeah. So it's not going to, I don't think, I mean, it's going to be a decent size, but like, I mean, you can see like those little columns on the side, like those are all only one stud wide, and like just looking at the, the plate as well on the ground, like it's not going to be it's going to be a nice display piece, but it's not going to take over your entire shelf. I don't think so.
Yeah. Is this going to be a living room piece for you, Rod? Displayed in the living room?
I don't know about that. We try and keep the living room as Lego free as possible.
Yeah. Okay.
So maybe if it goes on sale, it might be one to pick up, but it would have to go in the collection room. It wouldn't make its way into the living room.
No like hanging Lego sets, because recently we've like hung up the birds in our living room, and I think we got like the Tales of the Space Age hanging up in the living room.
What is happening here? Is this just for? Why are they showing kind of half?
It's just showing the process so you can see the interior better.
And that replicates some of the interior of the building as well, where they have.
Well, I got that, but usually it's like cap on, cap off, but they're kind of showing like just half the build. I guess.
Are you wondering if there's going to be a way to like lift the roof off?
Yeah, it's an interesting choice that they showed it like this, but not, like this shot I get, but this one's interesting to me because it's like they've taken it apart. So I guess I don't know. Is it for portability? Would you ever want to just display part of it? It's very interesting.
I'm not sure. Yeah, that is interesting because they took apart all the rest of the plates that are on the base.
It's like, would you rather see
one section?
It's like, would you rather see this, Brent, or would you rather see a model manhandling this thing with that picture? You know what I mean? Like that's like, I want our models in here. We need to see those guys.
I'm sure we will. We will. This is just.
Oh Lord. Okay.
Mona Lisa.
All right. Staying in, things that are probably too cultured for me. Look, I've had the pleasure of seeing the Mona Lisa in person. I don't know if anyone else. Rod, have you ever seen the Mona Lisa in person?
No.
I have. It's the one thing I tell people is it's very small.
Yes, that's what I've heard. Everyone is very underwhelmed when
it can be looked up. Obviously,
I thought it was huge.
No.
That's because we've seen it in textbooks, we've seen it on TV screens, but like in person, it's probably the size of like that Star Wars poster that we just got, like whatever that is, the A3 size.
Yeah,
like it is not massive, and it's funny because around it's like the greatest frame of all time. I mean, I guess it looks like that, but I think even outside of that, there's more to it. It has its own wall, and I just remember walking up to it, and I'm like, man, that thing's tiny. So, I
imagine the set is probably pretty close to being like.
That's not like grown people handling it right there.
I don't.
You know what it is? It could be also.
It could be a replica.
Well, here's the thing. So I could be off. I was like 20
it looks small and on the wall right there.
And that could be it. And if you notice that shot right there, I don't think you're allowed to get any closer. So it might have been that. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't like you could get right up on its nuts and check it out. You were like, it was. Yeah, maybe it is a little bigger. Okay. But I guess for me, it was roped off and I was quite a distance back. And I mean, my memory is what it is. And I remember with my dad and we were both like, wow, that's a lot smaller than I thought.
It is.
See, there's people standing like, whatever, the 10 feet away from it. And it does look small because that. See that?
There's case. See that wood barricade around it? When I went, it was definitely ropes at the time and it was pretty far back. But yeah.
I have the Mona Lisa as being 30 inches by 20 inches.
All right. Well, so that's like a damn movie poster. I stand corrected.
Yeah. Maybe the frame makes it seem a little bigger as well because that's a pretty thick frame.
Let's get into bashing this set real quick because I think this looks hideous.
Okay, let's go.
Bad memory aside, no, this is doing nothing for me. I appreciate them doing it and the effort put out and all that stuff. And I don't mean to be disrespectful, but this gets into that uncanny territory where, when Lego decides to do something human, man, it usually doesn't work out. What say you, Brent? Am I being too harsh?
I mean, no, I wouldn't say you're being too harsh. I mean, what we just saw with the framed Spider-Man picture, even a lot of people weren't really crazy about that, and that's Spider-Man.
That's a heater, though. I mean,
it's cool because like the hands are coming off the frame and everything, but yeah, I mean, this is just. I just think this is just something that's hard to create out of Lego and make it look really, really good. Honestly, I mean, if you're someone that you ride hard for the Mona Lisa and you really, really love it, then I think, yeah, but I don't see anybody buying this that is just a casual fan of the Mona Lisa. I mean, you got to really, 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 really love the Mona Lisa, because how much is this going to be? $100? I'm just guessing here. Maybe it's more. Let's say it's 150. I wouldn't get it. I wouldn't even get it at like 70% off, I don't think.
I don't even know that I would know what that is.
Oh, it's not that big.
No, this one isn't. No.
That's
guys,
look at the electrical socket next to it.
This is what I imagined it was. Maybe like, they channeled me and they go, small. This is what Sean's memory was. This is the size we're making.
This might only be like $80.
Yeah, look, the thing is, like, and I'm not, again.
It's 100. It's right there in the caption.
It is 100. Oh,
okay. Well, then, it'll do all right. Look.
Yeah.
You know what I think the big play on this is, and they've done it with MoMA, Museum of Modern Art. I think you have this in the gift shop over there, and they're going to move a ton of those.
Yeah.
So, like, just off the strength of that, because this thing's, again, bet that stats out there too, how much this is visited on an annual basis. Like, just off of that, they're going to crank. But honestly, like, if I didn't know what that was, I mean, I'm sure it would be in my first few guesses, but kind of looks like a male. I mean, quite frankly, like, and I guess the source material does too, but I don't know.
There's going to be a lot of younger Lego fans.
I wasn't getting it. I wasn't, even if it was dead ringer, I wasn't getting it, but I guess I feel relieved because, like, yeah, there's like zero chance. I say that, but we get a little, little clearance Cody or something.
Brent, did you get this on a clearance Cody?
For a 50.
$50.
I'd bring this dude home for $50.
Let's pass this around the panel. Rod, $50. You buying this?
Rod,
No.
$50. Would you bring the Mona Larry home? It's up to you.
No, I would not. Maybe if it was like $20 or less.
Parts pack for $20.
Girth Gang, do your thing. Mona Larry. It's out there now.
I think honestly, I think the reason that people might pick this setup that I aren't super interested in it as a piece of art is that there's so many gold pieces on it, and I know that those can be desirable. So all of these gold pieces that are making up the frame, maybe that's going to be enough for some people to want to buy it once it goes. Like, I don't know that people are going to be buying it, day one necessarily, but when it goes on sale, I think that then it could be really popular because I know people love their gold. Like, I mean, even with like, I'm looking at this and I'm like, I could use some of these pieces to replace like tan pieces on my Infinity Gauntlet, or if someone had like the UCS Hulkbuster, which also don't buy full price, definitely. But like, you could use some of these gold pieces maybe to replace pieces on there and kind of bling them out as well. So I'm just thinking that people are going to like this for the pieces, not as much for the product.
Yeah.
I knew when I was looking at the lineup, Brent, that the gang was just going to have a field day with this one. Shout out to Whittaky. I'd rather get the space badge. That is so funny. And by the way, that's the Milky Way set, Rod. If you turn it sideways, just imagine what we're talking about here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Rod's like, I'm a man. I get it. All right. Yeah. So let's see. What do we got? Here comes all the space comments again.
Oh man,
Menace, Mona scares all the boys.
The boys from the yard.
Yep.
One of the comments was like, if it's the Mona Lisa for $30 and the Clone vs. Red battle pack at $30 right next to each other, he still take the battle pack. I probably would too, which is why I said, like, it's got to be like $20 or less for me to really, want to go in on this one.
Full price Mayo says, I'll buy Mona Lisa full price.
Full price mayo.
Mayo, you should do that. I can't give you full Jones. I mean, because that's already a living being. But you know, if you could be full price Mayo. I think. That's
Hey,
a
I'll
good
tell
thing.
you what. I can see a positive in this.
All right. So Walter says over to Mayo. Mona Lisa doesn't look very feminine at all. This is pretty faithful to. I agree because I did as I was going on my rant. I'm like, you know what? It is actually pretty faithful. It's just to me, maybe I don't like the source material. Maybe they nailed it,
Yeah.
and I just don't care for it. I don't know. But when I saw this, I was like, oh, that was my.
I just
You know what I said? I said, Rod, I don't know how you felt about it. I was like, this is kind of in that Adidas shoe territory for me, where because by the way, the GWP is excellent. It's just that full size shoe. I've got that as probably one of the worst for me personally. One of the
the
worst.
box
Legos.
is so cool though. Best
The
box
box
ever.
is so rad, but that shoe, man.
No,
There's
this
just
is
some
why
things
Fox
you
is
can't Lego without using billions of pieces. And I understood they had to
Yeah.
hit a number, but like,
awesome. Yeah.
so that's what I'm like, woo, this might be a bottom of the barrel all time set for me, but we'll see how it goes. I don't like it.
Sean, your reaction where you're like, I saw this and I was like, ooh, you know what it reminded me of? And anyone out there listening who's like making Instagram reels left and right and memeing stuff out, I know it hasn't been done yet, but when it gets done, just know that I, right here on ACOB, came up with the idea first. But Home Alone 1, when Macaulay Culkin's going through his brother's stuff and he's like, gets a picture of his of his brother's girlfriend. He's like, Buzz, your girlfriend, woof.
Yeah.
I just want to see someone meme that, but Macaulay Culkin pulls this thing out. Like, Buzz,
We have
your
a
girlfriend,
request for
woof.
an R&B space vag song. That's definitely on the list. Thank
Oh
you,
my
Hive, for
God.
reminding me. We need to do that. FPJ would buy two and have his minion show. Oh, you guys are killing it. You guys are killing
Let me tell
it.
you something about this Mona Lisa, okay?
Wait, who is that? Hive says she would look great. I've seen this with the Kiss makeup. That would be actually pretty rad. You put the Kiss makeup
Oh,
over.
that's what I was
this
gonna
thing.
say. If you got this for like $20, like
Yeah.
deep clearance, like you could have some fun with it. Put like a mustache on her, or like you could kind of go wild and make it funny, I guess.
All right. Well, the crowd has spoken on this one. Again, great job. Not for me though. I don't know. Wait, Walter, are you buying this thing? Walter's a fan of it. I'm curious if he's going to actually buy this thing. All right, here we go. I was talking about the Mona Lisa. Let's switch topics to Simba. This is the full size Simba. Last week, Brent, we took a look. Rod, I'm sure you've seen it by now. The sort of $20 Simba, which I thought looked fantastic. Here we go with the girthy boy. 1,445 pieces on this. Oh, we just get the two shots here. Nothing more there, but 130, Brent. Now, I know you're not going to pull trig there, but what's it going to take to get you into one of these little Simbas? Are we thinking like is 80 enough to get it done for you? Where are you at on this? Because I know you want it.
It might be. If there was some kind of really cool Disney GWP, which I know the Disney GWPs have probably are going to slow down since it's not Disney 100 anymore. But if there was a GWP where I had to get Disney something, and maybe this was already on sale, I would buy it. I'll tell you one thing though. I mean, Lion King is probably one of my favorite Disney movies. It's hard to say. At least we'll say Disney like original like animated movie, because my favorite Disney movie is probably Greatest Game Ever Played. Shout out to Shia LaBeouf. But no, I love Lion King, and so I mean I could see this being on display in the living room, maybe off in the corner next to the TV.
Look at this. Cooper's calling Little Simba a target toss. Wow.
Little Simba is a good target toss. $20. I mean, you catch it on a little sale for $15. Little Simba's kind of enough to scratch the itch for this, though.
Dude,
so,
I could see some videos on that. Lil Simba. Like
Little Simba.
Little Simba with its own flow. I like that. Look, this is definitely coming home at some point. I think
Full price Jones, Sean, you're the Disney guy.
I won't go FPJ only because I really know it's going to go on sale. If Target continues carrying these things, I have like robbed them of other stuff in the past, especially over Christmas. We got what did I get that clamshell thing? I didn't even want it, but it was like 70 or something. I didn't have a choice,
Deep
like I ended up buying the
clearance.
clamshell. Yeah, the Little Mermaid thing. I got the villains pack, all for, I want to say minimum all these 30 to 40% off. So I just think Disney's not hot right now. I think this set will do well. but I do think
Later,
there'll be
Whittaky.
plenty.
Thanks for stopping by, man.
Thanks, Whittaky, man. Check us out on replay. Appreciate you. You know what I mean? Like, I just think this has the makings of it will go on sale. And dude, there's so much competition. Like, yes, back in the day, sure, day one buy all day, sure. This will go on sale. That's my answer. I will get it before it retires. When, we'll figure it out.
I'll tell you what, I understand that there's a $20 one that has box art because it's a $20 set. And I understand why this has black box art because it's 18 plus, whatever. But how cool would this have looked with like a jungle background? You know, maybe Timon and Pumbaa way off in the distance, like the sun setting, Pride Rock in the background or something.
What about Nala giving him the look? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, something, man. Like this,
you know that
been,
look.
This could have been, I don't know, dude. Black box art, I'm just getting so sick. I'm getting so sick of it. I won't get into it because it's a rabbit hole conversation, but yeah.
Mayo's getting it because he can't wait to be king. Mayo on fire with the comments.
I just
he
can't wait to be king. Nice, Mayo.
Nice, Mayo. Tying it all together. Look at
nice, Mayo.
F box art. I agree.
Thank you, stud. Thank you. But,
all right.
Yeah, no, so Sean, you're definitely waiting for a sale. I get it. I was expecting you, Sean, to be fired up about that. You know?
Well, I am. I really am. But dude, I'm embarrassingly, same reason. I'm waiting on Stitch. I'm not the biggest Stitch head.
Yeah.
I will get it because I'm loving all these buildable characters. But
Moments of the Magic is in chat. Sorry, Sean. Moments of the Magic. Let us know if you're buying that Simba.
Yeah,
Sorry,
Moments
Sean.
is he's the real barometer. I think he might even wait for a sale on it. But no, like with Stitch being at Target, you know, something magical is going to happen there with that, and I'll take care of business at that point. And look, even if it doesn't, that Stitch I think is probably should have been 50, but like 65 isn't so outrageous to where if I had to do it, I would. But I don't have to yet. We should have some time. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the newest sort of in that Polaroid. Get ready to see this every effing where on social set. The retro, it's already started, boys. This is going to be the one that all of our land friends and everybody's going to be like pushing to the absolute moon. What say you, Brent, on this thing?
It's really cool for what it is. It's $100, right?
I think so, yeah.
I believe, yeah, because like
I think it might be in the caption there. I'm not sure, but I think it's
906 pieces, $100.
I'm very surprised it's $100 because and I said it. I said it when the Sorting Hat came out. I'm like, they're definitely gonna find some more uses for the sound brick. I always thought sound bricks would have been sweet in helmet sets. Like, come on, like it's just a helmet set. It's gonna sit there. You might as well put a little function in there.
Yeah.
So I think this is awesome. I would love to see them keep using the sound brick for other things. The sound brick kind of saves this set because let's be honest, like if it didn't have sound, like I don't think anyone's really buying this just to have sit there and turn the knobs. So definitely, interesting to see, what this is going to be like. This is not going to be something I buy full price, but this, however, is going to be something where if I see it on a decent, clearance Cody for like $60, $70, I might pull trig. You never know.
Yeah, I love the green.
It's cool. I respect it.
Let's get some more shots here.
You set it next to your record player,
I just, when it comes to stuff like this, it's kind of in that typewriter category for me. It's like if I really wanted a retro radio, man, I would just get one.
You could just get one, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
The building experience.
Rod, is this doing anything for you? Or?
Well, I'll add one thing about Simba first, and then
my bad, I didn't get to
the radio. No, it's all good.
No, let me go back. Go.
I think the one point of contention, I think, for a lot of people with the Simba is going to be the face. I feel like the body is done pretty well, but I think that the face is definitely a little bit off-putting. And for me personally, I think the two big reasons why, at least for me, it's a little off-putting is one, it looks like his nose is kind of shaped the opposite way. Like when you look at him, like his nose kind of goes, it kind of points. It's like, smaller on the bottom side than it is the top. So those pink pieces that are above his mouth, I feel like should be flipped the other way for me.
I see it.
That's almost the exact picture that they're referencing is this one I have on my phone there. And it's like his nose is like the pink portion of his nose kind of looks upside down.
Can you? Yep, there you go.
Just So
Oh yeah.
the pink pieces should be flipped the other way, so that at least for me, it feels like it should be that way. And then the other part of it, at least from the picture on the front, the neck, the way that the neck is built, the picture on the back actually is a little bit more flattering, but on the front, it looks like he has a double chin, where it just
There's
looks like
nothing
that
wrong with
bottom
that.
section right under his mouth is like very protruding. And the double chin is kind of is throwing me off, and I think is going to be something that a lot of people look at and they're like, "Oh, like what is going on there? Like he's got a double chin or an Adam's apple or something." I wish that they had done like, and I know that they need to make sure his head can rotate right there, but I just wish they would have laid the pieces to kind of curve back instead of like curving up and down like they are, at least from this picture. So, I think that I think there'll be some people out there that can do some slight modifications that will clean up that neck a little bit and will take away that double chin vibe. And I think people will be very happy with it once they can figure that out. But that's just my thoughts on Simba. On the radio, I do think the radio is pretty dope. I love the sand green color that they chose for it. It's very, like saying like retro radio. It is very retro to have that color. And I do think that it is cool that we're getting another use for the sound brick. I'm sure I think they're kind of testing the waters with their sound brick, implementation on some other themes before they bring it over to Star Wars, because I think obviously Star Wars is their biggest IP. So they want to make sure before they bring it over that it's good and ready to go. Obviously, I think that it was great in the Sorting Hat, and I think that they're going to be, really trying to test the limits of the sound brick, in some other things before they put it in Star Wars, because I think that day is coming. It's just not yet. They just want to make sure it's as good as can be before it gets brought over into a Star Wars set. I think it'd be cool if it was in helmets as well, and you could have sound bites of the characters that helmet is representing. But I've always thought that it would be cool to put the sound brick in the UCS sets. Like if you put it in a UCS X-Wing and it can play the sounds of the X-Wing whooshing through space, or, doing like the blaster fire. I've always thought that would be a really cool implementation for it. So hopefully they're working towards that in the future.
I had a Kenner X-Wing growing up, and it said like movie quotes and like the sound of the X-Wings flying. It was so cool. Sat right by my bed, and you press down on R2-D2's head for the sounds to come out. It's so cool.
Someone called out you could probably put something in there. It looks like smart device not included, so I think maybe you can put a Bluetooth speaker in there.
Yeah, you can play your own music off of it.
All right,
I'm pretty sure cool. I read that.
All right, well now I'm starting to things are starting to move for me down south a little bit, Brent. I had no idea.
What if you could customize your own Bluetooth speaker? You could build a modern Bluetooth mocked speaker that you can actually connect to. That'd be kind of sick.
Over under for it to be hacked so we can load custom sounds. Man, I'd be surprised if it hasn't happened yet. It definitely hasn't been pushed yet. Wow, Julie Wright. Brent, who is Julie Wright?
I'm not getting the cat set because it doesn't look like Louis or any of your cats or any cat I've ever had.
Shout out to Julie Wright, a very special lady.
Look at that cake! Wow, it's fantastic cake work.
But Julie, I think Brent's not saying it, but it could make for a nice little holiday treat, perhaps, or a little.
The cat? No, don't tell her to get me the cat for Christmas.
Get him the cat.
No, don't get me the cat for Christmas.
Especially since he doesn't want it.
Don't buy that for me for Christmas, please.
We've got Sidious requesting the Aunt Beru. Listen, man, there's only one way these songs get played, Sidious. I mean, you know the drill.
Dude, how cool would it be to play that song out of this radio? That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Did I see Mark?
Yeah, Mark is in the house with a yo. Shout out to Mark. We keep saying it, but I don't know if it's next week or the week after. We got to do our first fully fleshed out Brickworld pregame, and then of course we will have that final hype episode, which is going to happen the weekend before everybody takes off. I think that's going to be, we'll definitely have some big time coverage. Some really cool announcements to share with you guys. Some stuff was finalized this week. It's not quite ready to be shared out, but really, really big stuff happening behind the scenes of Brickworld, and you guys are in for a treat. And for those of you guys that don't go, I've worked closely with Mark. we are going to, and the team over at Brickworld, we are going to try our best to bring Brickworld to you via a bunch of streams. We will be broadcasting live from there. A lot of familiar faces and other shows will be broadcasting live from there. We'll have roving reporters out on the floor, so we're really trying to do our best to bring it to you. But also really show you like what it could be like if you guys can get there. We understand some of you can't get there this year, but next year, man, you're going to want to plan for it. It's just going to get bigger and bigger. So there you go.
Speaking of getting bigger and bigger.
Speaking of getting bigger and bigger, it is time to bring in a very special guest here. Let me get this off of here so we can, give this guest the attention he deserves. Ladies and gentlemen, back on the show with his Everything is Perfect backdrop still on there, still holding a grudge.
Still holding it down.
He's just holding the grudge.
No, it's not even a grudge. I just got it just in case. If things get heated, I got the answer behind me.
Okay. Well, there you go.
I got it on deck.
All right. Tyler from Lifebricks has joined the stream. Tyler, welcome. Hair is looking luxurious. Don't you dare touch that lettuce before Brickworld.
Dude,
I'm gonna get the sides. I'm gonna go get like a professional fade probably on the sides, make it a little.
Just keep the lettuce, keep the fro going, dude. You have to. It's just amazing.
I miss when Sean used to talk about your lettuce, Tyler. Back when you had the real long hair.
That's true. It's grown back, man. I'm just getting the sides down a little bit.
I cut my lettuce, bro. I had lettuce down to my ass. It's gone now. It's all short.
Brent, you should grow it back. I told you, man. You got to grow it. I mean, I'm not gonna like. I'm not. I think it's a little mean to say you looked better that way, but you did look better that way.
I traded places with cool guy Dom. He had short hair. I had long hair. I cut my hair. He grew his out. Yeah, it's fine. I don't envy it at all because it's a bitch to take care of, dude. I don't miss taking like an hour to get ready for work anymore. Now I'm just like wash hair, comb it, whatever. It's done. I don't have to worry about.
Guys, we are going to get into the Star Destroyer talk here in just a second, but before we do, we got something real quick to run by you. Sidious is in the house tonight, and of course, Sidious is our exclusive designer of that sweet ACOB merch. Of course, we have got the boys shirts out in full force. There's been a couple added. Make sure you guys go check those out. Support your boys by rocking the boys. Tyler, what's your favorite boys shirt? I think you've mentioned it before, but of all the ones out,
my favorite one is the same shirt that I've been meaning to order for 9 months and I haven't yet. So
I forget which one. What is it? Which one is it?
The tan one, but with the Jawa.
The Jawa, okay.
Yeah, I always called it a Raider, or a custom Raider, but the tan one with the Jawa is my favorite. Although olive green, I'm a big fan of the tan I like.
That's definitely coming home. Brent, which one are you a fan of?
I like the clone and I like the tubes.
Tubes. Rod, I don't know if you've seen these before, but what do you liking any of these?
No, I had not seen these before, but I am really loving the Clone Trooper one. That Phase 1 clone over there is pretty sweet.
All, of course, have arm printing because we know that's an important thing to the community. As you can see here on the Chewy shirt, actually on 3 out of the 4 shirts, you can see the ACOB logo. We're all about arm printing here, Brent. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, nothing's better than some sleeve detail. You know what I mean?
And of course, we got to get this fixed. But in time for Brickworld, if you really want to show out, dude, we got the ACOB heaters.
That's
jersey with the flaming stud so there. Dope. We got 2 for the 2 of us, me and Brent. We've got the player or the you know what logo up there with a minifig, and then we've got Jones on the jersey in honor of Mr. Full Price Jones. So
that's so fire, dude.
That's pretty
guys. Heater certified.
Head to Etsy, search ACOB. You'll be there. Tons of other stuff. That's just a sampling of what we got out there. Make sure you guys go check it out. Supports the channel, and it's quite frankly, I don't know about you guys, but I like wearing shirts that nobody else has, and I guarantee you. I mean, it'd be cool if you ran into somebody that has that, but at this stage of the game, you guys, there you go. It's in the Bulls colors. I don't want to tell you what that jersey's really about. But
you can figure it out.
As a Bulls fan, I don't know if you want to wear that. So there you go.
Dude,
shout out to Mark.
I'm gonna
a couple of ACOB shirts that he rocks. You know, he's got the I know he has the castle inspired shirt, so that's a good one.
I can't wait to actually hoop in that jersey.
Yeah, no, you should. And by the way, the jersey I think is like $60, $65, which is I was like, what is this going to be, like 100 and something? Because that's jerseys are up there now, man. They're crazy.
Oh yeah.
ACOB store at Brickworld, shed store at Brickworld, man. Maybe next year we'll see.
Maybe
We'll see how
next
big
year.
we can grow this thing. This year, of course, at Brickworld is all about the set. Rod, did you get a chance to see our set that we made?
Yeah, I did see it.
What'd you think?
I thought it was super dope.
Awesome.
With
No,
you guys
yeah,
in
thanks,
here,
man.
with your recording studio setups. I mean, yeah, super dope.
Yeah, and I can't wait to get back into my studio setup. But yeah, we're excited. We're going to be launching that at Brickworld. For those of you guys who are there, we're going to do like a little launch party thing. We'll sign them if you want. And then as far as everybody else who ordered, those will be, of course, shipped to you shortly after. But I can tell you that Stud Lake Cody we're at 99% of all parts are in. And we just got prototypes of the boxes, which I think I put on Instagram. You guys should check that out. I'll try to bring it up here. If maybe I could just screenshot it and send it over. But anyways, the box is done. Cody has it in hand, and he is saying look, feel, all that, very high quality. We've got a nice side-by-side next to an actual box of Bois. And I'm excited. And if I shoot straight with you guys, I always do. Honestly, the box for me, like that was, I think, the coolest sort of party trick we had, and we had to deliver on that box. And everything he's telling me is this box is legit. Is it exactly Lego? No, but I think it's like he's saying it's very close and it's very premium. And I think everybody's going to be happy. I get mine in the mail. I'm getting a prototype box to check out in the next couple of days. So look for some more details on that. But that was really, really big to us to really stand out, not only just to go above and beyond making sig figs, not only to make a set, but we wanted to give you guys the full experience with it. So we're super, super stoked about it. All right.
Real quick, thumb tabs or tape for the box?
It's going to be tape.
Okay.
Yep.
Nice taped, boys.
Well, I don't know that at our scale, thumb tabs was an option, Tyler, but even because I think the production run, Cody, keep me honest, 135. I don't know that we could have done that, but I think for some, especially folks that are getting one, I know a lot of you guys went nuts. Some of you ordered 10, which is incredible. But if you're getting one, I thought it was important to be able to, you can still open it and still have a crispy box if you take care of, it. So that's going to be awesome. Any box has thumb tabs if you try hard enough, that's for sure. But I sense and I hope, you guys do what you want with them, but I suspect a high percentage of people are going to want to try to keep that box as fresh as they can. So,
oh yeah,
there you go.
Yeah, I'm keeping mine sealed. I hate to say it, but it's sealed forever. It's on the shelf.
There you go.
I ain't cracking it open.
You don't want to play with us, Tyler? I mean, come on. Is that what you're saying?
I got two. I got one to rock, one to stock.
I got to run to one. Exactly, same. Because my daughter, listen, I'm getting a prototype box. That might just be my boxed one, but my daughter, it was like, Daddy, can I just get one and open it? And it'll just be mine. And she knows what that means I know what that means. Basically, sometimes I'm like, keep the box in good condition. Okay. All the time. I'm like, keep the box in good condition. But she's like, can I just have one to do whatever? I'm like, yes, do whatever you want with it. So there you go.
For anybody that is wondering about baseball jerseys, if you guys just keep asking for them, I mean, I know Tyler's mentioned it. Ostef just mentioned it. Hive just said baseball button-ups would be awesome. I would be all about that also.
I would truly wear, baseball jerseys, I wear them all throughout the summer. I got a couple actual baseball ones and a couple I got like a Nelk one. I got a LifeBricks one.
I got a Cubs one that I got basically just to wear in Chicago, and it's a Henry Rowan-Gardner jersey from Rookie of the Year, signed by the actor.
Damn.
Shout out to Thomas Ian Nicholas.
And guys, if people asking where you can purchase, I just posted the link. It's 5-Star Graphic Tees. Sorry, he changed the name, and I forgot it used to be Apex, but now it's 5-Star Graphic Tees. It's Stud Sidious's shop. You guys can pick up the stuff there. If you guys are asking about the sets, unfortunately, that window is closed. We had them up for a week, pre-order. The only reason we did that is we were up against the time crunch to get all these parts in. And again, huge shout out to Cody for making this happen. This is incredible. Can't wait, man. We're gonna have our own set. It's pretty rad.
Right, mine will be up on eBay for $400.
Well,
be on the
it would
lookout.
make my day if somebody actually took you up on it. All right, boys, let's get into the main event topic for the evening.
We got official images.
We have
Haven't
official
seen these yet.
images on set number 75394. We'll start with the box art. I like to start here.
Shout out to the box art.
This is another Imperial Star Destroyer, and man, this can make, not that I don't like the set, but I mean, dude, that blue box art's making everything look extra fire this year.
So
like, and again, there's an explosion. But Tyler, they're starting to put explosions on the sets. We called that out. With
You got other Star Destroyers down there, dude. I love it.
There's another one. They're kind of saying, "Do you want to get another one? What's going on?"
There's two. There's two down there.
There you go. But yeah, we got the Imperial Star Destroyer. It seems like they, don't want to keep these off shelves too long. Obviously, the last play scale was the Imperial Light Cruiser, which I guess we could call a cousin. But
bro, the light cruiser is bigger than this. Can you guys believe? I'll just start off.
Yeah, this
with that.
looks.
Can you believe that?
Yeah,
The light
my
cruiser
cruiser
is
is
longer
kinda
and wider.
small.
Like I just will never understand. In universe, it's literally like it's supposed to be like a 50th of the size, and Lego decides to make it smaller. But okay, there's the first. Hold up, I'm already out of pocket. I forgot. I'm already being too negative.
all right, knock it
No,
off.
I mean
Don't
that was my first thought when I saw this. Like I couldn't really
shout
tell,
out to
like,
TJ.
Yeah, shout out to Tees, man. 10 months.
10
Thank
months,
you, man.
dude. Nice.
Brickworld's coming.
Can
Yeah, I mean that was my first reaction too. It kind of seemed.
All
like
right,
it was
here's
small.
Rod. Rod's wanting to get in on this. Let's all attack it here.
I did. I left a comment in the private chat, but Sean, I know I told you. I'm gonna have to head out after this.
Okay, no problem.
Gotta finish packing because wife and I are taking a trip back to Athens for the weekend.
Gotcha. No problem, dude.
So I'll go ahead and ring off my thoughts on this. If that's okay, and then I'm gonna head out. But,
Yeah, no, do your thing, man. Appreciate your time. Go for it.
Tyler, great to see you again. I know
Yeah, for sure, man. Good.
away for a little bit.
Being
but
here for a
glad
couple
you're
months.
back,
Yeah, for
so
sure.
yeah, glad to see you. So I know the first thing that everyone was talking about is the size, and that this one, as Tyler mentioned, is smaller, obviously, than the light cruiser, and is a good bit smaller than the last Star Destroyer that we had, which I believe was 75055. For the record, I'm going to go on record and say that is the best one that we've had so far, 75055. So this one obviously has very lofty expectations that it has to try and live up to. And being a downsize, I know we've had the downsized gunship, we had the downsized X-Wing and TIE Fighter, we had the downsized ATTE. We've had a lot of downsized things lately. I know it's getting a little off-putting. Especially with the ship as iconic as the Star Destroyer is. I think everyone is in agreement that they want these to be like as big and bad as possible. So the fact that it's, being reduced is obviously not ideal. I will say I do think that the turbo lasers on the side is a really dope play feature where you have the pieces that connect in the back, and then you can move them so that all of the turbo lasers will oscillate, simultaneously. I do think that is a really dope play feature, and I think that the way they constructed it, where that is all one piece, where that's where you remove it from the base, I just think that it looks to be that it's built really well, even though it is a little undersized. It looks really well built and really well executed. It's just a little small. And then obviously the minifigures, got 6 minifigs, $160. Doesn't feel great. I mean, I had just put out a video talking about all the new Marvel sets, and there's a Marvel set coming out that has 9 minifigures for $100. And I know people are going to be saying that it's still overpriced because like the amount of stuff you're getting with the Avengers 2 set, it has all the Avengers and it has some Hydra Goons, 9 figures, $100, but there's literally like, it's like the Pod Racer diorama. There's just not enough build there to substantiate the price. So the fact that a Marvel set is getting 9 figs for an $100 set and is still overpriced, probably should be 80, and we're only getting 6 plus a bonus figure in Cal Kestis in this one. Like, if it wasn't a 25th anniversary set, it wouldn't be getting a Cal Kestis, so it'd only be 6 figures at $160. Feels like very bare bones. And I definitely think that everyone and their sister would have appreciated getting a few more minifigs in this set, especially with it being a Star Destroyer. Like, even if it's a Darth Vader, I know we get a million Darth Vaders. Oh, Darth Vader's in here. Sorry. Even like Moff Tarkin or some of the other Imperial officers that we
Just an
see
extra
throughout the course of the
Stormy
movies,
in there or something.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
could have doubled up on the 3 non-named ones. I think the gunner, the trooper, and the
and the stormtrooper. Yeah. So I mean, even something like that, anything I think would go a long way, to accompany this set. And then obviously, I know everyone's going to be talking about Cal Kestis. I think everyone is super excited for Cal Kestis, and I think he's going to be the reason that a lot of people who might be on the fence are going to end up picking this up. I think if people have the last one, the 75055, they're probably not going to be as inclined, and they may just wait for Cal Kestis to hit Whatnot or eBay. I am not in that camp. I don't have any previous Star Destroyers, so this might be my first one, just because, like I said, I still think it is really well built and really well designed, even if it's small. It is still looks to be a really well executed set. So this may end up being my first Star Destroyer, and then obviously I want the Cal Kestis, so that'll definitely help sway the decision making. So hopefully that was concise enough for everybody, and hope you guys enjoy the rest of the show. Hopefully I didn't ramble too long, but that's my thoughts on this, and hope you guys crush it the rest of the night, and hope you guys have fun talking about all the rest of the Star Destroyer goodness.
Hey man, Rod, sorry we went long on the other stuff, but I know you like to talk non-Star Wars. Go get packed, enjoy your trip.
Have a damn good weekend, man.
We won't make it as long. We will make it as long to have you back next time. Great to see you, bud.
Yes, sir. Great to see y'all.
Thanks, man.
Back up.
Later.
Guys, Dub's in the chat for Rod. I mean, he's always just a fantastic guest. He actually has intelligent things to say. I say things like, I don't like, he's just like,
make it bigger.
He really
well,
breaks
that was a
it
true
down.
good surprise. I mean, I didn't even realize. I mean, it truly has been. Unless I missed something as I was gone, I don't think I did. I mean, Rod hasn't been on in like a good solid 4, 5, 6 months.
Since
right?
like Figonomics. He was on a lot of the Figonomics episodes.
We connected on a few. Yeah, we connected on a few things, and then it just didn't. Time. He's a busy guy.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
And then just whatever. Nothing on purpose, but we definitely got to get him back in. It's always a great hang. Rod's awesome. So, Dub's in the chat for Rod.
Hey, Sean. Real quick, can I get big screen for 5 seconds? Just
please do. I'm gonna grab a drink. So. Break it down.
The people, if you know, Brent, you know what I'm holding up?
The glued together one that we threw at Brickworld?
Yep, dude. Oh my gosh. Just look at how much more, just like.
It's way bigger. And
dude,
how much did that cost when it came out? I know it's been a while, but.
This is wild, man. I mean, this is just so much nicer.
It's glued together from what year is that set? 2010?
06, I think, right? 06?
06.
Bro, I mean,
sure, we've had inflation, but that thing probably came out for $100.
Yeah, I don't know. Does anyone know the retail of this in 06? But all right, so I guess my quick things. I guess while I'm on the big screen too on the new one. So look, I think it comes. Look, I'm not even being dramatic like whatsoever. But like when I first saw that picture, pop up in my feed. I went to like, oh, dude, this looks mini scale. Like, I'm not even just effing around. Like, I'm like. This looks like because like again the box is a little I posted on my story. Some people are all saying, hey, it's just a box. Like I get it, that's why I literally put on the poll, like, do you care about box size or not, or is it just a box? But these older Star Destroyers and basically all these bigger sets, these 120 plus 140 plus right. From pre 2016 all had substantially good sized boxes, that just made the product itself. It just helped it out, I feel. And people were wondering, why does that matter? But it's like, think about it. It's like, if you are just a complete normie, don't pay attention to leaks, you're not on social media, you don't know anyone who knows any of this stuff, you're just walking down Walmart, and again, you literally just choose like, hey, I'm going to pick up eggs, but I'm going to walk down the leg a while. It's been 20 years since I walked down the leg a while. And you see the Star Destroyer and some of these bigger sets, and I think maybe I'm overthinking it, but you can't tell me that some of these people don't look at like a $160 price tag and they see a very tiny box. I guess they don't know the comparison, but just in general, like even like the Droidicon, $65 in that box is literally like 5 inches tall, man. Like when I saw that, I'm like, dude, I can't believe like to a normie, like $65, you're holding that in your hand. It's like, half a pound. It's like super small. I don't know. So I think when I saw the small box, the smallness of the Star Destroyer, I truly got turned off like right away. And I think, but it's almost like I expected it. It only took like 20 seconds for me to like get unturned off, because I'm like, all right, like this is just it's par for the course these days.
Right.
Stuff getting smaller. Like I don't care about price. Sean knows that. I've talked about it before. Like I can see how stuff is overpriced, and like I will always kind of maybe vouch for something where I think, hey, maybe 20 less would have been nice. But as always, I get stuff on clearance all the time anyway. Full price does not matter to me. It just doesn't. So like I don't really look at it because it doesn't affect me, but it does affect most of the consumer base. But for something like this, just getting down to the bare bones of it, I think Rod was right. I think this really is a nice and compact model. I just wish they would have done I wish they would have pressed Command Plus on their laptop and made it 20% bigger. You know what I'm saying? I wish they would have done that. Like that's it.
Really though, yeah.
Hit Command Plus. That's awesome.
It's something like whatever, however you do that. Command Plus.
No, I get it. That's
you zoom, or I guess the Command minus, I guess, to actually make it bigger. But so 20% bigger. Going on to the figs. Vader, cool. The Prodigy guy. Come on, you guys can't tell me the fact he doesn't have an exclusive head. Come on now, that's cheap as heck from them. I mean, look, there's not much you can do. Give him some sideburns, give him a little facial hair. The fact he has a generic head that's been on 75 other people, just why? I mean, you know what I mean? That's just like, it just irks me. All right, and then I agree. So if they would have done a fresh head on Prodigy, double up on the member, the gunner, the Navy. Oh, I didn't realize there's actually 4 casuals. So maybe they shouldn't have doubled up on all of them. Keep the crew member maybe 1. I don't know, if I were to pick 2 to double up.
You gotta go Stormy, man. I've seen people all week say it should be illegal to have one Stormy in a set like this.
Yeah, really. Especially like this. Yeah. So I mean, the figs is that the Cal Kestis. Just to close off my thoughts, I don't play the games. I bought Fallen Order, or the first one. I think Fallen Order. Maybe like mid 2021 or something like that, or maybe a little bit later. I guess it was on Xbox Game Pass. I didn't pay for it, so I guess I'm not like that disappointed. But dude, I tried to play it, and 20 minutes in, I was bored out of my mind, dude. I literally just quit.
You were bored?
I was 100% bored, dude. At 20 minutes in, dude, I literally was like stuck, like where it's like those grass things, like all the different like levels of rock, and it's like you're supposed to go find.
That frustrated me.
I mean, dude, that pissed me off to no end. I'm like, where do I go, dude? I mean, like, what am I doing here for those 20 minutes? And then. So that's where I ended off. I'll never go back after those games. I just watched the cutscenes. I looked at stories. I think some of the characters are cool. Cal Kestis, I think, is a nice character. I think he's done right. I think he was written well. I think it's a nice integration to the Star Wars universe. I really do. In the second game, the one thing I can say about that is the fact that one female Jedi like destroyed Vader like she did. That's all I saw from a cutscene. That I'm glad I didn't play that game, because that would have triggered me even more. That's ridiculous. The fact that she was able to do that to Darth Vader, but that's my thoughts on that. That's my thoughts on Star Destroyer. That's where I'm at.
Yeah, there's a lot of really insightful comments in here. We got folks saying like when it retires, people will go after it and stuff like that. Like, I agree, and I guess the 2006 set adjusted for inflation is 160. It had the same, so it was $100, but now that'd be 160. Same fig count, roughly. Actually, this has more. I think that had 7. Sorry, in 2006.
But the figure count, though, I would say, look, I mean, where at least I'm getting at is I think for this value proposition of just such a small Star Destroyer, I would want the 2 extra figs. But if they gave us one, if this was the same size as the older ones, I mean, I'll be frank, I really don't think initially I would have said anything about figures. Maybe an extra Stormy, sure. I think that's just obvious. But like, I think there's a certain like line in the sand there of like, give me my big vehicle back and skip out on 2-3 figs, or make your tiny ass 1x1 plate filled vehicle and give me an extra 3 figs. Like, that's where I'm kind of at.
Yeah. I really like this profile shot. I keep looking at it, but it does feel like it's not as well hung as it should be. You know what I mean? Like the bridge is like 50% of it. And that's not accurate. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, not at all.
I mean, even look at what's sort of, Brent, you called these out before the what happened? The additional destroyers below. Why is this happening? I'm clicking the box. Oh, maybe I need to do this. There you go. I mean, look at this down here. You can kind of see it there. Look how much longer the nose is on this. So that's That's the only thing I'm kind of bothered about. I do appreciate how slick it is. I'm gonna get it. I don't have one. I didn't get the UCS.
Sure as hell not going to pay FPJ for this.
No. That's what I mean. Like, this is gonna hit that nice casual, at least 120 or whatever.
Yeah, it's gonna be a light cruiser for like 112 or whatever that came down to. Like a third. Like,
dude, I got the light cruiser for 90.
Yeah. I mean, well, see, but the only thing that makes me a little not necessarily nervous here, but like I'm curious what people think about this. All right, because and maybe this was something you guys wanted to talk about at a different time, or I mean, maybe, or, I mean, I guess at this point, because I was going to bring up what do we think about the longevity of these 25th anniversary sets? Like, I don't think that's been talked about a lot because
no, it hasn't. Yeah.
Look at like the Star Destroyer here. I mean, this is like an evergreen set. This is that's potential to be an evergreen set. 4 years on the shelf. Just like a Falcon and stuff like that, but. It's 25th anniversary branding.
I don't think it will because this just isn't. I mean, UCS aside, and how iconic it is aside, this is on the lower tier for me, and I think for the general public than a Falcon that can last this long, like that
episode 9 Falcon.
Yeah, the Rise of Skywalker Falcon. Hanging around because at the end of the day, it's still a damn Falcon, and the Falcon is the Falcon, and it'll always be the top dog starship. That being said, like there is this is like B tier, I think, as far as like Star Wars ships, but not for me personally. I mean, I get and appreciate, and I'm as OT as it gets, but I've just personally never been drawn to the ISDs as me like diving over myself to get one. I'm going to get one because I need one, and this will be it. At the right price, but does that make sense, Tyler? Like, I don't think this belongs in the category of an X-wing or a tie that's overstaying its welcome. And although I'm being proven wrong to a degree because they just got rid of the UCS and they're right back with this, so maybe this is in that line where they're like, we always got to have some sort of Star Destroyer on shelves. And again, light cruiser that just went out. This came out. However you want to.
Well, we got the midi scale one right now.
You got the midi scale one right now.
That would be interesting.
They are keeping these on shelves. So
the midi scale superstars.
I could be off, but to answer your question, no, that is great commentary because that aside, the evergreenness of this aside, what is the plan for the 25th anniversary figs? Like, I think the last ones, do you recall, Tyler? Was that a year? I mean, they didn't have like a full 2-year run, did they, or did they?
So that was what was a little bit weird with the 20th one. So I know for 100% fact the Snow Speeder, and I want to say the ATRT I think those two, I can confidently say the Snow Speeder. That's why it's so expensive on the aftermarket. That thing I think only lasted until the end of 2019. Like that was only like 8-9 on the shelf, maybe a little bit longer, maybe about a year. But then we had stuff like the Slave 1 that lasted all the way until the end of 2020. So we had a couple there that did 2 years, and it looks like Cooper. Yeah, I'm right on that. The Snow Speeder at least was only till the end of the year. So it makes me think: are they going to do relatively the same thing here? Where is something like the? I mean, it's hard to say because I mean, so what 4 do we have? So we have the R2D2, the Hallway, the Sith Infiltrator. And this one, right? Those are the 4 that have been 100% revealed so far. Am I missing one?
Of anniversary?
Yeah, with anniversary sets.
Anniversary
actually.
with figs.
Those 4. So I'm almost kind of thinking like out of these 4, it's so tough because if you want to talk about evergreen, we kind of talked about the Star Destroyer, but then going to, the R2D2, it's like in a sense that's evergreen. It's R2 friggin' D2.
Well, I mean, look at the Girthy boy has been out for 4 years now.
Yeah. So I mean, what are they gonna do with the tiny one, and then also even like the boarding hallway? I mean, in a technical sense, I mean, we've been so deprived over that for the past 25 years. I mean, I don't blame them if they do evergreen on that for a 3-year spot. But then something like the Sith Infiltrator, that is something I can 100% see get out of here by the end of the year, maybe or next. What was that, Sean?
I think that'll be the shortest out of everything out so far.
Well,
for sure.
The last time they did it.
Oh, go ahead, Brent. Go ahead.
I was going to say, last time they did an anniversary, like with the 20th anniversary, there was 2 sets out of the wave that hung around way longer than everything else, and it was the Slave 1 and the Pod Racer.
Pod Racer, yep.
The other 3, 4, whatever it was, those were gone. Those had Tyler, I'm like, correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't those have a shelf life for less than a year? some of those?
Yeah, it was 8 months on. We got a couple people in the chat saying 8 months on it.
Yeah, it was. Think about it. It was mid-April until the end of the year. So yeah.
Wow, here's a take. The 25th goes out before the UCS one, possibly.
I don't doubt it. I mean, that's a solid point there. And also, you want to pull up that Will one really quick because I think he's right on that one. You see that one right below the Papa rest one. I believe that's right. Okay, I think he's right on that part. That's why the snow speeder might have gone quick because Ryan's brought this point up a whole bunch too. I know he said in his videos and stuff. It was bananas, dude. How the AT-AT. Or even the play scale one, not even the UCS one, but the play scale one. The play scale one came out summer 2020, and
there was no snow speeder for it.
Yeah, the snow speeder, ironically, they kept the pod racer for. I love pod racers, but I mean, come on, snow speeder for Lego. Come on, snow speeder over pod racer all day, right? I mean, keep that on shelf, especially when you're going to correlate it with the play scale AT-AT the next year.
Well, you could army build those. I mean, yeah, it's not a knock on the pod racers. I thought that was a fine set. I got it. But I would have liked to have gotten the snow speeder, no doubt. And it's weird, right when I was really starting to ramp up to get into stuff, I remember I saw it one time and then I didn't see it again. I'm like, damn it. And I think, there was such a feeding frenzy in 2020.
You still need one?
Of the 20th? Badly, yeah, dude.
Of the pod racer?
No, I have the pod race. I need the snow speeder.
Damn, dude. Ironically, it's the only one I've only got one of.
Yeah, no, you're good. I'll pick one up one day. It's fine. I'm just saying, like, that was my first taste of, and remember, like, the reselling was like on fire during that period. So I want to say that sucker doubled like almost overnight, or certainly went way beyond what I was willing to pay. Because I was like, I just saw this at Walmart. What happened to it? And then I started to really start to get into the numbers and understanding how stuff works. And anyway. But even that, I was learning very quickly was like, that was abnormal for sure. Whoa, he agrees. He agrees with lifebricks. Snow speeder is way better than the pod racer. You think it's better, or do you think it was more sought after? Because of the AT-AT coming.
Yeah, I mean, the AT-AT not having... I mean, how cool would it have been even if they did a... okay... The AT-AT came out, and then what did we get the year after? Then the snow speeder, the land speeder came out the year after the AT-AT, I think, right? For May 4th of next year. Either way you spin it.
Yeah.
How cool would it have been if there was like a $200 UCS snow speeder to put next to your UCS or your UCS AT-AT? Granted, really a play scale one is all we would actually need scale wise, but still, some kind of snow speeder love while the UCS AT-AT is out would have been awesome, But what are you gonna do?
All right, so here's the old girl right here.
Yeah.
So Tyler, I mean, more experience with this. I'm not saying you're not, Brent, but I mean, he lived it for sure. What stands out to you here, like right off the rip, just sizing up the box and what you can see from here, Tyler?
Yeah. So I mean, it's just look, man, I mean, it's just something, and I think there's people, of course, like this, what I'm about to say here, dude, is no.
Look at the butt on that thing.
It's no discredit to anyone, but like, again, anyone in the chat that was around truly 10 years ago, 15 years ago, you guys know the fact that, like, dude, the turbo tank boxes, the gunship boxes, the MTT boxes, man, those things were massive. And I get it, dude, extra cardboard. It's a little biodegradable, man. Like, I mean, who's
save the earth? There's a lot more save the earth thing going on, Tyler.
But I mean, cardboard is biodegradable, man. I mean, how's that bad for the earth?
I'm just saying. Well, there's more to it though. There's fuel costs to get them there. They can fit more in a case. I mean, I can go on and on, but
sure. But big boxes, man. I just think for Lego's sake. And I would love to know numbers and see if they ever thought about it, dude. Again, another reason why I just want to be a fly in the wall, dude. Just hear if they ever talked about this. Like even when they decided to go smaller boxes, because bigger boxes, dude, I remember being a 10, a 12, a 13-year-old boy, man. My turbo tank box, dude, my wingspan would be all the way out just to hold that damn thing, dude. And I would be ecstatic because, and look, I'm not saying $120 wasn't a lot for a turbo tank back then. Shout out to my dad for picking me up one, but like, in general, like when I held that thing, dude, I'm like, this thing is massive, dude. And then I go home and I build it and it's still massive, and it's like everything just felt so worth it and just so much like, not even premium. It just felt right, dude. It felt like you were getting a big set, big box, big packaging, But it's like, now it's like you're getting small set, small packaging, big price. I'm just, just comparing it. I just don't like it.
12% of a
girthy.
plan. This new one is like a mini fig scale, midi scale set. It's so bizarre. And Brent, he's 12% also sent you something on Instagram.
Oh, yes. I saw that 12%. I'll definitely check it out. I appreciate it.
Okay, cool.
It's awesome.
Brent, you were saying something, sorry?
I was just saying they're taking the girth out of it, man.
Yeah, and we don't approve of that. Just to be clear, we don't ride with that. 2014 Star Destroyer is better than the UCS just because nostalgia. So this one is the 05 then?
The one on the screen is 14.
Oh, is it really? Oh.
Oh, I thought he said 05. My bad.
This one's 06. The one I have.
06.
This one, the older one. I got the 06 one.
Oh, yeah.
On the
I
screen is
think
14.
Sean was gone when you were holding that up. Full screen, Tyler, real quick again. Hold that up.
Yeah, I mean, Sean, you remember this one, right?
No, I do. We threw it around. Sorry, this is 14?
Yeah, on the screen is 14 now.
Got you. I no, but where I'm confused is I thought Rod said this was the 06. I guess I
hold that up real quick, Tyler.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
see, look, man, the bridge ain't half the thing, though. It's just so much better, man.
And that one's old and dusty.
Can I see the butt again on that thing? I just really want to get in there a little bit. Look at that.
So again, I can't tell you if this is 100% right. I mean, 06. I mean, maybe those Technic things are not supposed to be shown. Those blue ones and those red ones.
Right,
but in general, though, the entire just angle of it, it's just so big, man. As one would say, man, it's a big butt.
All right, Girth Gang, let us hear
like...
it. What is the worst? What is the best one? You can say UCS if you want. Actually, let's keep that out just because it's two different product lines. What are you guys liking? Are you liking the 06 or the 14 or this 2024? I will say I do appreciate the sleekness of the new boy. I think it's pretty cool. There's something to be said for that. What I can't get past, like I said, is the bridge. Now, whether it's exactly 50% or it's 44% or whatever it is, at a glance from that side profile shot, and we'll go back to it, it just feels a little more like a roller skate. You know what I mean? Like it's just not. It's like a kind of more of a L than just this long flat beast that it's supposed to be. Which I want the accuracy, but like I said, I don't love Star Destroyers just as it is. I think I mentioned that. But yeah, I'm gonna pick one up because it's iconic and I need one. That's where I'm at on it. And I guess I do feel like, were we really gypped, Tyler, and Brent on figs here? Because this seems like a pretty damn, for the most part, similar lineup here.
Is that a 2X on the Stormtrooper?
Oh, yeah, good call. Great call. 2X on the Stormtrooper.
And the Stormtroopers are 75 bajillion times better in this one.
They are.
Well,
they are.
It's an imperial sneaker. There you go. M&R will compare the F out of these. Don't you guys worry.
Hopefully he does. I mean, he usually does, but hopefully he does genuinely all three of them. I would assume. I mean, there's no reason. But I want to see
14.
14 and 4, yeah.
I like how you could place a couple of minifigs on the bridge. Not sure on the 14. Never owned any of them. 2024 will be my first one. So it sounds like, I think people are pretty on board with getting one that don't have one. I think, like Rod cautioned, if you have a previous one, you might not be as interested. So if we can ask the Girth Gang real quick, who's getting this thing day one? Just give us a simple FPJ in the chat. How many of you guys are picking this thing up day one? Not worried about getting it for the 120 down the road. Who's compelled to get this on day one? And we'll switch back to the new boy.
I'd be surprised if we had a lot. 160.
I don't know, dude. If I see more than 3 D1Bs in this chat, this world is crazy.
Already pre-ordered. By the way, shout out to
a double D1B.
Shout out to Lego, like dropping this the second all the GWPs are gone too.
Well, yeah, I mean, think about it, man. This would have been perfect for. I mean, if this was like a May 4th, I mean,
it would have hit.
Yeah,
it would have hit because they will allow the 1 penny, so you could have got this for 159.
Oh, I guess, hey, Sean, something we haven't covered, and I'm curious people's thoughts. So on these 25th, out of the 4 that we have so far, what some people have brought up, this is the first one out of the 4 that actually have a 25th anniversary that could, pretty much partake and correlate exactly with the set it's in. Unlike Malik with R2, 5s with the hallway, Saw with the Synth Infiltrator. Do you think that was intentional on purpose because it's the biggest one to kind of? You get what I'm trying to say there, Sean? Do you think
No,
there's
I get
any
it. I
rhyme
get
or
it.
reason behind Cal
This
being in this one?
this has a belonging that the other ones don't. That's what
Yep.
you're saying. Like it could jive in universe. Yeah. No, I would like to think so. I would hope they did. Or what's realistic is, was it a lack of confidence and this is going to push it over the edge? I mean, we talked about Kestis being a set seller. Let's not get it twisted. People have been after him forever.
Mhm.
And I don't think it's a coincidence they put him behind a $160 paywall either, right? So,
So you think in Lego's eyes, Cal was the big shot out of all 6 or 7 or 8 or whatever this year coming out? You think Cal was the big shot?
1,000%, yeah.
That's interesting. I mean,
just from word on the street, I don't know. Let's pull the Girth Gang. I mean,
yeah, let's get everyone in the chat. Yeah.
Chat. What was from what we know so far, the 25th figures? What was the biggest heater? And maybe not for you personally, but like if you were betting, which one is the ones that you think would sell the most or get the most attention? I feel like Cal is, because again, yeah, you could say 9 nub, you could say all that, but like realistically,
9 nub I feel like a little bit more niche though. That's the problem. 9 nub for the people that want 9 nub are going to go bananas, but Cal Kestis is much more broad.
I think Cal's like the mainstream normie pick the light, and for actual hardcore fans too. I think. And by the way, Tyler, I hope you loaded up on some BD1s. Have you seen what's happened to those, sir?
Yeah, I mean, I'll be frank. I mean, I bought a solid little handful. I wish I bought a bigger handful, but I got a little
bring a handful to Brickworld, please, because
yeah, for sure. And I'm lucky. I mean, look, that was just. I mean, look. I mean, no one can blame me. I mean, come on. I mean, it's obvious that figure's going to go up. I mean, let me get 25 from a European country and make a little money on it. You know what I mean? I'll give people good deals though. If anyone like that I actually know wants one, I mean, I'll give it to for a good deal.
So looking at the polling here, it looks like Malik might be second. There's Saw maybe third. Is that's
Malik is just so tough because dude, there's part of me that I don't even care about Malik, because I just don't play the Old Republic. Like I've known of him for over a decade, but like truly, like Malik, I mean, dude, it doesn't help that it's in the R2, but like
CPA.
I don't think Malik could have put me over the edge of buying anything. I don't think any of these figures can, because again, I know the reality of the fact I could buy Malik for 15 on Bricklink. I could buy Cal for 10 on Brick. Like I know that, but like I don't know. I just don't think. I think Malik is way too niche in my opinion.
So BD1, is he only in the buildable BD1 or is he somewhere else?
So BD1 himself is only in that one, but then you have like that random colored BD droid and the one.
And one, yeah.
But if you want the one for Cal, it's coming out of the BD1.
Well, technically, look, I'll give you guys a heads up. I mean, I don't know if it's still the case, but as of like 2 days ago, it was. If you guys, I mean, the actual BD1 set is officially retired. Okay, the full set. But as of like 2 nights ago, it was still on Amazon, sold by Amazon for retail. So, for what it's worth, I mean, the BD1 figure now is about $20-25. I mean, if you wanted to get the full set anyway, it's retired. It's only going to go up. I mean, I'm surprised they still have.
It's a great deal for. I mean, $100, right?
Yeah. So I mean, look. I mean, I'm just gonna tell you guys that. I mean, if you guys have waited on that set or anything, and just like, want to get. I mean, I would genuinely just go buy the set on Amazon for $100. I mean, you get the figure and everything.
Huge shout out to Samuel Denny for saying that we suck. Appreciate you, bud.
Wow. I was just thinking the other day, we don't really get that much hate.
We'll start to get it. What figures you got there? Oh, he's got an Iron Man on there. That's pretty cool.
Cool.
There's been lots of retired stuff at retail price on Amazon lately. Yeah, there has. I mean, guys, just when you think things are retired, man, before you pull trig on going bonkers on like, I don't know, 130, 150, whatever that's going for on eBay. Samuel, I'm kidding, man. It's all good, man. I read especially controversial comments. I love those. Before you go nuts on that, definitely do your sweep. And by the way, I will say this until I'm dead. There are still retired boys all over Barnes and Noble, and not just online. Don't be discouraged if it's gone online. Walk your ass into the Barnes and Nobes and see what's up, man. I mean, I am finding stuff all the time. I mean, 2 and 3 year old stuff. Now, is it super desirable like BD1 maybe at this stage? No, but the Dagobah's retired, right?
Yeah.
It is, right? It retired with the compactor, right? My store just happens to have a million of them. I don't know what's going on price-wise with that. It's probably not doing much yet, but like there's a million Dagobahs at my Barnes & Noble. It's just an example, so just don't go nuts till, you've really checked all your nooks and crayons.
I'm fortunate, man. There's a new Nobes that took over a Bed Bath & Beyond, literally 5 minutes from my house. So I'm going to have a new, but the only problem with that is, of course, I'm not going to get late retired boys until 2 years down the line when their fresh stock starts getting retired. So I got some time, but I'll a couple years from now, I'll have a very local Nobes.
Hey, listen, if Tyler has a fistful of BD1s, we're sending a care package to Hive. Tyler, we're gonna send him his sets that could possibly be part of this care package. You guys can work something out. But
BD1 is still available on Amazon for retail. I will throw that out there.
Yeah. So there you go, Girth Gang. Check your crannies, man. They're out there. There's some weird stuff. I was thinking a cool video series could be like weird places to find Lego, Tyler, because there's some stuff that people still don't talk about, like particularly for, like a lot of it's dust, but like boring places like Michael's and Hobby Lobby. Like, yeah, dude, you could.
Hey, Party City's got poly bags here and there.
The Party City Polys, you know what I mean? Like and CMFs, man. CMFs are in a lot more places than people think.
Yeah, you're right on that. Yeah. Any store you're in, I would honestly just look at those checkout pegs. There's probably a CMF there.
It's like, dude, I can turn a Walgreens medicine run into a good time, especially with the Scan Boy now. It's like, wait,
Walgreens has an app scanner for price?
No, the brick scanner for the CMFs. Brick search. They finally updated it. I just put a short out. I
saw that. And you got the other Tourist, right?
The Tourist is the one I wanted the most. Besides I'll grab the transparent boy because I want to see what's up with that. I know you were talking about it, but I've cherry picked the 3 that my daughter and I want. I don't really do much with I like to get her the set and maybe snag 1 or 2 for me, except for Disney. I had to get the whole thing, but they just don't do much for me. But it's super fun to collect them with her, and so. She thinks it's magic, like every time.
I'll let you know what's in there.
Yeah. She's like, Dad, but I really want, the princess or whatever. And I'm like, I'll figure it out. I'll see if I can. She's like, how do you know, Dad? I'm like, because I'm your dad and I know things. So reinforces things like go brush your teeth. I'm like, you remember how I knew about that figure? I know you need to brush your teeth.
Right.
I'm such a dick. But anyway,
it's got to be done.
Yeah, minifig scan. I can turn Walgreens medicine run into a good time. There you go. Quote it, print it, book it, Dano. Just subscribed a couple weeks ago. Love the energy and mostly positivity. Thanks, Jolly Time. I mean, look, we're gonna air it out on things we don't like, but I do think look, on this, I think it's a fine set. I can't, it's not even a critique at this point. It's like what I'm saying is true based on the pictures they've decided to put out there. And that is the bridge is long. I mean, look at it. And I know it's a little bit angled, Tyler. So I hope maybe it does look like the butt is turned to a slightly, maybe. No, it's not. That is a straight side profile shot.
Is there a butt shot of the new one? Is there a straight on butt shot?
No, there's no butt shot.
Is there
like a 360 video you can do?
Oh, there it is. I mean, there's.
Oh, that's really boring. That's just literally 3 trans blue dishes. Yeah, that's really boring.
I think a lot of it comes from things that we had.
Mute the audio and do that 360 video.
There isn't even any audio, so I don't.
Okay,
have to.
cool.
But let's pause the butt. Let me get back a little.
Really, yeah. As Hive says, I mean, it's literally flat. That's a flat ass right there.
Yeah, that's not.
I mean, you like to stare down the barrel as much as I do, Brent. I mean, this butt is not as good as. I mean, Tyler, can you hold up a real butt for us real quick?
It's not doing it. It's not doing
Again,
it.
this isn't. This is just. I don't know. I'm keeping it positive. I do appreciate that it's sleek. I do, in the same way that I appreciate that the midi is. I mean, dude, look
Come
at that.
on, that's
Come
you got like 7 thrusters back there.
Yeah, dude, it's just so much more. I don't know, just perfect, man. Absolutely perfect.
179 in the chat. Is that a record?
Nah.
No, we've had some. I mean, this is definitely awesome and appreciated, but we've had some big shows.
Well, probably for a casual stream.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you're here. I mean, come on. So it's always a big high ticket
Tyler
event.
brings the boys to the yard.
Maybe 3 more people are here. I scared off everyone, dude. Since
Hey, listen, Rod promoted it too. Maybe we have some new friends here. Okay, so let's be.
Oh, did Rod throw it on his story?
I think so.
Oh,
he
then 100%
usually does. I saw him taking
fair.
pics and stuff. I think he did. Jalen in the house. Guys, if you are new here or if you're an existing Girth Gang member, please give us a like. If you're new around here, give us a sub. We're on every Thursday night. And we are known to throw up some surprise GWP episodes to hang with the boys. We got shorts.
And those will be happening maybe sometime this weekend because your boy has a new laptop. Yeah.
And we highly encourage you to check out our Discord once again. Sorry for those who've been on the whole time and I'm plugging stuff, but guys, I'm super excited about the Discord. And I want to give a huge, big, gigantic shout out to CPA who's been heading things up over there. Just looking after everything, giving me tips and tricks, coming up with different ideas for ways to engage better with everybody. And I think everybody's just having a really good time over there. And like I said, it has become an extension of a way for us to all hang between episodes. So guys, Dub's in the chat for CPA. He's really put a lot of focus and attention on it and just out of the kindness of his heart, because he's one of the boys, so shout out. ACOB may make me get a Discord. Elliot, you're Eli, you're yeah, you're missing out, dude. It's fun. Like, just do it. It's free, it's easy, it's not, you can turn notifications off if you don't want to be bothered, but huge dub. Okay. Tyler shows up every once in a while, says something. Tyler shows up, drops a 3, and then leaves pretty much.
Oh, CPA just said we just broke 100 members on Discord tonight. Let's go.
Let's
go. Clap it up for you guys.
But yeah, Tyler, it's 50-50, right? Am I crazy or what? What am I mean, like
50-50 what?
Bridge the nose. Maybe I'm off. Maybe it's
44 50.
Not 60, right? Is it 60? I don't think it's 60-40.
I think it's 56-44.
All right. We'll see. Like, look, you know what's going to happen, though. Some people are going to get it early. They're going to show it off. I'm going to get the little feeling, and that we're known to have. But look, I don't absolutely hate it, but everybody's. I'm like a C on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I just 160.
Like, I want to be excited to get this thing, as excited as I can be, not liking the.
Why does the light cruiser seem like it was just so much bigger? I'm like,
Brent. It factually is. It's longer. It's wider in the back. it's the only thing that this one has on the light cruiser is height, but that's just because of the bridge. Like, that's it.
No, Hoarder, it's 56-44. I don't know what you said. C's get degrees. No, again, okay, a trashing.
And I'm giving it a D+.
Just to disagree. The Mona Lisa by me was definitely a trashing. That was pretty. That's me being pretty hard.
Tyler, you getting that Mona Lisa set or what, buddy?
Yeah,
dude, that is legitimately one of the worst things I think they've created in a while.
Yeah. Anything else on this one, boys? I feel like we've given it. I know it was the main event topic, but I feel like we've gone around the world on this. I think consensus is it's all right, and if you don't have one, it's a great alternative to not having one. And
dude, hold up, Sean. Here's a topic we could talk. Us three and everyone in the chat. Unless you guys already talked about it at some other point, but
are we done with ISD?
No. This still correlates with it. So everyone in the chat, all right, because, and we all know, okay, for the past literally 4 or 5 months, it's been rumored as a Death Star playset, right? And I think a lot of people think, and I kind of agree. From what I've heard, I think part of the reason why that was was it was only those interior promotional shots that some of these
For
leakers
sure,
saw.
Walter, it will. Yeah. Go ahead.
So that's probably why it was a Death Star. That's why it was maybe rumored as that, just because they saw the interior shots. But pound for pound, what's everyone thinking? Would you guys have rather had this for 160 or a 160 Yavin equivalent Death Star base? And sure, maybe Death Star base. I mean, you got to take into account if they would have done the base, they probably would have threw in those extra 3-4 figs and really had 1,000-piece build instead of 1,500 for this. But what do you guys think? The Star Destroyer or the Death Star Yavin equivalent? Hopefully, or it probably would have been close to that.
I mean, starships are still my number one, but I would have loved to see an environment with that. I mean, you're talking like it could have been like you could have had the briefing table, maybe some extra levels above it, that kind of thing. Like what?
Well, yeah, and Sean, think about it, dude. From a play perspective, man, you could have, say you got your little 4-foot table in front of you, kids, your little build table, man. You could literally imagine, dude. You could put Yavin. This is even kind of cool. Me thinking about it. Like, I mean, sure, I'm growing up. I would not do this.
But how would you? But hold on, Tyler. How would you frame it up with that? With having it look like? Because I think this is what CPA is saying. Like, how would you have it be a recognizable thing without the benefit of having? Like, would you have just made the shape of the ceiling or roof curved like this would be? Like, how would you have laid it out?
I would have called Death Star playset. I would have just called it an Imperial base. But Death Star place. I mean, I guess I was just saying that because of that's what the rumors were. But I would have just made it a $160 Imperial base, and maybe make it Endor bunker-ish, but a little bit more height, something like that, to change it up a bit.
Yeah.
And dude, and imagine again.
I want both. That's my answer. I'm
telling you, man. Yavin and the Imperials, and
I'm going on the record, man, with Yavin, dude. I think people are going to regret that. I really do. I think people who are sleeping on it. I hope it gets its clearance Cody Day in the sun, because I'm definitely picking up a second one at some point. I know it's not perfect. It's nowhere near, but I mean that we're not getting a lot of sets like that, Tyler. You know what I mean? These nice base sets.
Yeah, location sets. I mean,
location in general, but also like a recognizable base. We're just not getting those.
Yeah.
Hey, Colton brought up a good point. I want to pull up Colton really quick. That's actually a really good. They technically could have done that, and it would have still been for kids. They could have done a little side by side versus.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, the Vader Castle. I mean, take me back in time. Besides Mos Eisley. Trying to just
there was the home one. I guess if you want to say the home one, Mon Calamari base.
I'm talking like the last 3-4 years. How many of these environment?
Really just these couple. Yeah.
Besides scenes, like, okay, we got hallways. We got a couple of hallways now, and they're great. There's no knock on that, but it's like part of a thing might as well be a diorama. Shock they didn't make it a diorama at this point.
Yeah.
I just I missed all of that because I started late. But like anytime. The Vader's castle was around right when I started. I'm like, give me more of that, man. And they're just, I think Yavin, that's the closest thing to it. It's almost, 1-for-1 with scale and everything on that. It's like, and I get there's not much more they could do with it, but it's like, you mentioned the Endor bunker. I ended up getting it for a sweet deal. But man, I could have went for one of those during Return of the Jedi anniversary last year. Like, why on earth didn't they put that out over Yavin? Yavin.
Yeah, it's crazy how they didn't do Yavin the year before or this year and just do Endor just to time it better.
I just bought Yavin. Yeah, guys, I encourage you guys to take another look at it. For those of you that just dismissed it, again, I get where there's issues and the tree sucks and all that stuff, but the figs are awesome. You get a lot of them, and it's just cool. So I'm just sticking my neck out for that. And some people actually had that rated pretty highly on their sets of the year last year too. I was surprised that more people were riding with it than I initially thought. Okay,
should have been a $400 MBS, man. I'll say it till the day.
Yeah, I mean, exactly. That's one of those ones where Tyler, you were here. We talked about it. We were like, man, if that's one of those times where you were like. I got nervous when I saw the price. Usually we're like, generally we'd all like things to be,
Yeah, we want more expensive, or we want less expensive. But that was the one time where you wish it was $250.
Yes.
Yeah. But Sean, again, and I kind of brought this up. I mean,
could have closed it off. I mean, a lot of people are buying too, Tyler, and doing some really cool stuff with it. So
yeah.
There you go.
I always correlate Yavin, and maybe because it's literally a 1977 movie. Again, I correlate it with the older audience. All right, so it's like I think to myself, like, what 6-year-old cares about Yavin 4? And I mean, rather than like
you won't even see it. It's even for my kids, for my daughter who's seen them all, and now that she's seen them all a couple times. Like,
yeah.
You know, you have to like pause to see that building. You know what I mean? Like,
I feel like it was the perfect adult set. Like, if they wanted to literally do an adult oriented set, the Yavin 4 would have literally fit that perfectly because
no, I agree. Now,
everyone, your age, a little bit older, a little bit younger, like that's your guys is like direct market. You know what I mean? Like, you guys are
the bunker though is featured prominently for at least a 5-10 minute scene, and like that could have. But like literally, Yavin, they show the outside and boom, cut to interior with all the the X-wings and all that stuff. So and the briefing and all the stuff that goes down there. But I 100% agree. If something should have been, but then again, it's like because it's so unknown, do you want to take a risk on a $400 MBS? Because we could also think about 10 other MBSs we'd rather have.
But think about it. I mean, 9 out of 10 adults, any adult, but again, people your age, older, younger. 350 to 400. I'm not going to say it's easy just to chip that car for that, but if you guys are literally the 99% target demographic, maybe it's not a D1B, but you're telling me 2 years on the shelf. I mean, people, just adults in general, 25 plus, 20 plus, like chipping 4 is a hell of a lot easier, for your, for an adult demographic. So something like the bunker, I 100% think that has room to be play set because, as you said, more screen time and I feel like just more recognizable to kids and everything. And I feel like there's an actual scene you can make out of that because there was minutes and minutes of fighting and screen time in it. But like the Yavin, as you said, you blink and you miss it almost. And it's like that's where I feel like they could have done a more premium thing there.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, that just and the Y-wing scale pisses me off. I don't know. The Y-wing scale, I wish they would.
The Y-wing's one of my favorite parts, dude. I disagree. I think for what it is and where it goes, I think it's good.
Does anyone, I haven't paid that much attention. I probably heard it in a review at some point, but that Y-wing does or does not scale with the 2021 TIE Fighter and X-Wing. Is it too small or does it scale with those?
It might be close.
I think it might be close because it is. Well, in universe, it is longer than the X-wing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So no, I would say it's probably not in scale with that.
So it's its own awkward little scale, right?
It is just like
that's what I don't like about it.
But I think Vader's on the Vader castle was the same story, right? That was like a little
TIE Advance that was small.
TIE Advance was like a smaller boy. I think that was kind of the vibe. Like I said,
the Vader's castle was.
Look, you can tell. I mean, there's bones of this that they're telling me, like do something similar to the Vader castle here. I mean, this is like,
dude, if they
there's
give
definitely
us
some DNA shared by that set in this one, I think.
If they give us a UCS version of Vader's castle that's like as big as like these Lord of the Rings towers they're doing, like make it $300, I'm all over that.
See, like for me, like look, if you don't have some of like the OG and this is what you're into, it's like, yeah, sure, go to Bricks and Minifigs, maybe pick them up on Whatnot or whatever, but like, you're picking yourself up. Most figs aren't under $5, I guess, except for like the tubes and the R2, but the rest are maybe some of the grunts, but either way, you get what I'm saying. I mean, you depending on what day and where you are, I mean, you could get this over half your value if you just wanted the figs with that, so it's like, I don't know. Maybe that's not even $80 worth of figs.
I wish it was,
but it will be when they retire. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was just when this thing first came out, my first thought was just make it $200 and make it a little better. Just give it $30 more of a budget to just make the build better.
I mean, in a perfect world, you do it for $200. You cut out that boring ass Chewbacca, that boring ass 3PO, that boring ass
some
R2.
better figs in there.
Well, even that, just
some Mon Mothma or something.
But you need them for the scene, I mean, I don't know.
Yeah,
I know. I guess it's hard for me to. Yeah, I always got to look at it the perspective of like if it's the kid's first set, it's his first R2D2. Yep. I mean, look, I acknowledge that now. Yeah.
I'm seeing a lot of love.
Yeah,
in the
Red
chat.
Leader's droid would have been a nice touch. Exactly. Like,
I'm seeing a lot of love in the chat for MBS sets. Like I would,
Dude.
really would love to see Ewok Village, Cloud City, stuff like that come back. I mean, come on.
I mean, besides some of the figs, I try to talk myself into that Cloud City. I don't like that set, man. Like, I like it for the retail. If that was available to me now, I would do it. But like this $1,000, there's no way on earth. Like, I just don't.
No. Wait. Are you talking about the OG Cloud City? Because
no, that one's like whatever, 10 grand. I'm talking about the betrayal, I guess.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Sean, was that you that bought it off Ryan's thing?
No, betrayal. I didn't buy a betrayal. What did it go for? Do you remember?
I mean, the 03 one was what 10.5, right?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Shy was at some shop holding it in his hands and was like, "This guy's selling it for 6.5." I was like, "Damn, 6.5 is pretty good for that."
But that was only 6.5 sealed.
The one Shy was holding.
I think he walked on it too. Yeah. Sealed
Yeah,
Bricks and
I'm
Minifigs, California.
Oh my gosh,
dude! I'm so surprised he
that's
didn't buy that for
6.5,
6.5.
dude. That was in hands of that Shy had. I mean, that's a very good deal.
Why aren't there more MBS sets? You know, we're hoping after the Cantina we get surprised by something. I feel like Ewok Village reboot, or I mean, the dream is Ewok Village
Arena.
bunker combo. Brent, I think would be.
That'd be cool, but I think that that'd be more probable. But the dream, Tyler, Tyler, chat, I know you guys will be here for this. But the real dream would be when the Cantina retires, we get a $400 Geonosian Arena.
Bro, make it $900. I'd pay a K for it.
Dude, I probably would too.
No, you got to think about the mass market.
I don't know if Cities is still here, but Sean and Brent. I mean, I think a shirt that I would buy it and I would wear it all the time, dude. Can you guys make a shirt that says "Make Lego Star Wars big again"?
Just make please. Lego Star Wars girthy big again.
Girthy yeah, I mean that's it. I mean, just make it big again, or if, for you guys, maybe do girthier again, or girthy again, since it fits your brand more. But I would. I mean, that's just the reality of all my thoughts these days. Make Lego Star Wars big again.
Might as well make them big if it's going to be expensive. Yeah, no, but I do like. Look, I could see a $500 Ewok Village / bunker, basically Battle of Endor. I guess we'd have to call it, right? You could throw
Battle of Endor.
You could throw me a ST or two. You got to have speeder bikes. You know what I mean? Like you could go pretty nuts on an Endor set.
Well, yeah, because
the double swinging tree head smasher.
Yeah,
you walk gliders. Include a couple gliders.
Yeah, instead of one glider that's been out, you could get a couple gliders going.
They could maybe even finally give us the Force Ghosts.
Oh,
probably not though. But dude, honest, I love the idea of that because we had the
game celebration, dude. If they put the Force Ghosts in, they could. I'm not trying to give ideas, but
500.
Oh, it'd be at least 5 with everything.
I mean, look what they did with Rivendell. Rivendell, they gave you 8 million figures. It was 500. Beautiful, amazing, looks fantastic. And okay, so Sean, like what you're talking about with like the post game celebration scene at the end of the movie.
Scarif battle would be sick. I just don't think it would do well enough at the box off. Not against Endor. It just wouldn't.
Yeah. Well, I think like
I want it though. That's a hell of a call though. Yeah.
Well, one thing I really love about Rivendell is you can take. You know, when the 9 and when you have the full fellowship sitting like around the table with the ring on it, you can pluck that thing straight out of that set, and it's like a display thing on its own. And I think it'd be really cool if we had a Battle of Endor MBS, and you can kind of pluck the platform they're all standing on and have the celebration scene at the very end. It'd be really cool.
No, it'd be a friggin' heater, and they could just do. Yeah, you mean and just display that on its own, right? The little Force Ghost scene, you could pluck that out of there, put that on a shelf. That would
because if you think about it, I mean, it really is in the budget. I mean, I know we've had a little bit of inflation, but Tyler, Ewok Village was what 200 when it came out. Retail 250,
253 or 350.
Might have been 350.
Ewok Village retail 350.
I think so.
I believe so.
I think it was 350.
Oh, I thought it was sub 300.
No, it was. I want to say minimum 3, but I think 350.
I guess Sean would know.
I think it's 350. Final answer.
Was that 250?
Oh wait, hold on.
250. All right.
See, I knew it was a little.
Hey, this modern day inflation.
There you go. I thought it was 350. Okay, there you go.
So let's do some.
That's true. It's 1,979 pieces. So
So let's think about the budget real quick. We could do,
I think.
give us the Ewok Village, $250. If you want to make the whole set $500, great. But even if you want to make it $400, you have $150 to give us the bunker. Add in some other stuff like the tree function of the trees banging together. You could add in plenty of the minifig budget would be sufficient. With $400, like just look at what they did with the cantina. I think they really could make something happen. And Sean, if they did that, would you even feel the need to still buy the OG Ewok if they basically just gave us an updated
No, not
Ewok
if they came
Village?
in and wiped the floor with it. But I suspect though, if they do the combo dream pack, the village itself won't be as girthy.
It'll probably be downscaled, sure.
So,
but I mean,
TBD, but like it'd probably be good enough for me to skip it. Yeah.
Yo, Sean, what if the new one was 3 of the Yavin 4 trees with the bridge in between them?
D1B, baby.
what if they did Ewok Village in $100 diorama and it didn't even have minifigs?
Oh, that's micro scale.
Oh, they put little studs to represent Wicket.
Or no,
Yeah.
they could do the nano figures like they do in the micro scale, or not the micro scale.
I
Hey,
swear to God,
Nanos might be pretty cool.
If they release
Yeah.
an Ewok Village with Ant-Man figures, I will.
That's what I mean,
lose my
nano
mind.
figures.
I know.
Just
That's
like
why
they did with the Harry Potter
They
castle.
put Ant-Man style. I would almost rather have studs because I will be angry. But
Yeah.
either way, I'd buy it either way. But to be clear, I'm very upset about it. What would be a good G-dub for the Ewok Village? That's a good.
Speaking of G-dub,
That's
I'm
a
sorry.
great.
I think
probably
I think
a
we missed
lightsaber.
this.
I guess.
I think we missed a super, Sean. From
Oh,
earlier.
geez, Louise. All right.
Ostif threw $2. He wants GWP.
All right, guys. Ostif is playing DJ right now. Another $2 from Ostif. Shout out to you. We'll answer this question after this break here. Tyler, any chance on any more Bad Batch sets? We'll come right back to that. And here's your GWP.
It's May the 4th. I want those Star Wars sets. I want more sets than Django has fed. Oh, please put a GWP deep inside of me. Oh, please put a GWP.
Deep inside of me.
Yeah.
Dude, I love that one. It's a vibe, man. I'll tell you what, it makes me even happier seeing Jar Jar inserted into that clip because, man, it was so good to see him on the silver screen.
Dude, hey, Brent, right or wrong, the best line from Jar Jar, "Squeeze me."
I know, dude. My daughter laughed at that one. She's like,
I know.
"Squeeze me."
I know that was just one of the best ones, dude.
I
where it's
just
like,
I think what is it where they like make him a general and like 30 seconds later? Was he saying like hold?
General.
What is he saying? Like hold or what's he saying?
oh, dude,
I
where
just
he's
thought it
all
was-
serious. Yeah, right before the
Steady,
battle, he's all
steady.
serious.
The steady
dude.
made me laugh because I'm like this is
somebody
so-
somebody put that in chat in one of our streams or maybe it was the
Yeah.
Discord, but somebody was just like, people were getting hyped like, oh, I can't wait to go see episode 1. I was like, steady.
Yeah, I posted the screenshot of that when I was doing my live recap, but I don't know, that just made me laugh because I'm like, this is ridiculous. He was
Look, the thing is, I never hated Jar Jar, but after seeing
Neither.
the movie, I still don't hate him, but I can 100% see how I think 25% of his screen time could have been cut. I think 25% just as in too much, and also I think some stuff just didn't hit humor wise for me.
yeah, no, it
I
at
like
the
when he
time,
steps in shit and he goes, oh,
Yeah.
icky, goo.
Get it out.
I
Just
have
cut that out. Yeah.
I have accepted that Phantom Menace is really nothing more than like a handful of iconic like scenes, but like as a movie, it's still pretty problematic. Like
Sure.
It's
that
the third
but
best
guess
Star Wars
what?
movie, Sean.
I'll say-
that middle section is like they spend way too much time with the whole pod race thing.
I'm the total
Too
opposite.
much time, but I don't think the pod
Look,
race is
Sean,
long.
I agreed with you. Last time I watched it was 2019. Okay, so my perception was before I went in again, I'm like, all right, I remember the middle dragon a bit. All right,
Yeah.
but this time I will give him major credit. Like, dude, I don't know, man. Am I deprived from good Star Wars? Maybe, but dude, this movie, again, it's my maybe 4th time in total seeing it all the way through.
Yeah.
It blew me the fuck away, dude.
Me
This
too.
movie truly was
Me too.
so
on
much
a
better than I
curve,
remember
on a
it. I've
curve
always liked it.
of the crap we've been getting. By the way, it was still a lot of fun and it was great. But I'm just saying, like, for me, it's like, which, like, look, every Star Wars probably has, you know, they have, for the most part, pretty formulaic, a nice opener battle, a nice mid-range battle, a nice closing battle, right? And a duel or two or whatever thrown in. So, like, it stuck to the formula, but it was just some of the middle still, for me, kind of dragged, but not like annoyingly long like when I used to watch it. So it was fine. And again, like, it was enhanced by my daughter asking me things like, what's a trade federation? What?
Dude, I'll tell you what.
Like,
my,
that really does, because she's reading now, like, really well, especially for a 6-year-old, and she's like reading the crawl, and she's like, Daddy, I don't understand half these words, but even if I did, what is it? And I'm like, they owe them money, and they're trying to, like, it was hard for me to explain in a sentence or two, whispering while the movie's on, and that's I'm sorry, but that's problematic, and I guarantee a lot of people still don't get what's going on there.
So I regret not telling my wife to just, hey, when the crawl comes up, I know you're gonna want to read it to Lana, but just don't even. But the movie starts, and like Jennifer leans over to Lana, like, do you want me to read it to you? And she starts reading her this thing, and I'm like, yeah, man, this crawl really does suck. But I will say, like, it was such a good movie going experience. Like, I might be biased because I was a kid when Jar Jar came out, so Jar Jar's never bothered me. But I mean, dude, I think it says a lot when 25 years later, I mean, sure, like, George Lucas can say Star Wars is for kids. Obviously, there's a lot of fucking grown adults that love it still. But my 8-year-old stepdaughter had a really good time watching that movie, and it really finally pulled her all the way into Star Wars. Now she wants to continue the story and keep watching. And dude, back when I was a kid, like, I didn't get the original trilogy. I understood what it was because my dad just said, oh, hey, these are old Star Wars movies. And I understood that, oh, these are the old Star Wars movies. But I didn't appreciate the old Star Wars movies until I turned like 21. So, I mean, Lana's super excited to watch. I was telling a joke earlier, Tyler, to Rod and Sean. I was explaining to Lana that, yeah, so when you get to episode 3, that one's actually rated PG-13, and she was like, why? And she was like, it's because there's killing in it? And I was like, well, no, you saw Darth Maul get cut in half and Qui-Gon got stabbed, and yeah, there might be a little bit more killing in episode 3. And she went, is there cuss words in it? And I was like, no cuss words. And like, I'm thinking in the back of my head, like, oh, if she only knew. Her reaction to see Anakin do that is gonna be crazy, bro, because she doesn't know. Like, she has seen episode 4 and episode 5 and was like paying probably 70% attention, because it's hard to get an 8-year-old in 2024. Hell, it's hard to get Tyler to pay attention to older movies because he's always talking about how he doesn't like old movies.
Bro, if 77 was in the theaters again, dude, I would have been asleep in 77 seconds.
So here's the thing.
Great.
So one thing that stood out to me is on Duel of the Fates, like when it's like, and this was pointed out. I was, when I got home from the movie, I was like, let's get some reactions and whatever. Same thought I had was echoed on a lot of these. Like, first of all, like, does Darth Maul like have the high ground technically at that point, and like, why did that not matter when Obi's hanging from the deal? And then secondly, because they replayed it a bunch of times, was Maul so goddamn impressed that he pulled into a somersault that he literally stands there for like 2 or 3 seconds, and he's just,
I know,
they slice me, baby.
They really should have made it to where as he's
put up a defensive stance.
As Obi's going past him for the first time, he's slicing him as he's going over.
Yeah, like he should have sliced him on the way up,
like,
but he pulls himself up and kind of looks at him, and Darth Maul just kind of goes.
like this guy has been flying around like a Cirque du Soleil for 20 minutes straight, right? And he's impressed by that maneuver. I mean, dude.
Yeah, no, that they should have made Obi-Wan do that a little faster.
Cirque over my head, and so for that, hands are up. Eyes are big, pupils. They're here. Slice me, baby.
Sean, don't ruin the movie for me.
I'm
No,
not.
that's one thing I've always
That was
noticed
damn
that
good,
part.
Sean. That was damn good.
It's just, you know, like he's just like just cut me, baby. It's good. You know, we'll put you over here. There's a canon reason for that. He's you guys could talk yourselves into anything. I swear to God. There's a canon reason. He's in Sith fury and he can't comprehend because he was so CPA.
Look, CPA, if anything, that ruined it even more. I don't want to believe that canon.
Imagine if Maul knew about force speed. I mean, look, it was a beautiful flip, but like, was it the best maneuver done?
No,
that
I'll tell you another thing too. So me and my buddy Jake, because Episode 1 is his favorite Star Wars movie. Shout out to my buddy Jake. He's going to Chicago with me. You guys will meet him.
He was too cocky. He lets a Jedi stand in front of him with a sabe, an unprotected sabering going on. Like,
well, so throughout the movie, there's plenty of stuff. Me and my buddy are like, why don't they ever do that in anything else? First was the Qui-Gon thing when he's like cutting through the door. It's like, why does nobody else just jam their lightsaber in a door
and
and melt
the
it?
Clone Wars, they did that a lot. But yeah, in other movies and
Cinematically,
yeah.
great point by Jimbo, by the way, which is probably why this set saw the light of day. Yeah, there is more Yavin coverage in Rogue One. Great call out on that. Yep.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
But so the Qui-Gon, the lightsaber thing, and then the Force running, like that's another thing. Like, why is that never ever come up ever again? At least in a movie, the Force running. And so when Obi-Wan's trying to catch up to the battle.
Oh yeah, why didn't he just?
My buddy Jake's like, why doesn't he Force run? And then very quickly he was like, well. Think about it like a video game. Stamina's low.
The apologizing and retconning of and for you guys to all say that this won't happen for the sequels, you're out of your friggin' minds.
Don't even start.
You guys don't understand, man. This is
8 and 9 is trash,
dude. Listen,
trash, though.
Listen. When those movies came out, they were universally shat on, and you guys are like, no,
not as much as 8 and 9.
Bro, Sean, did you see the video?
There's more visibility to it now, but I'm just hear me out. This tale that CPA is weaving here. You've had 25 years to come up with this. He was in a Sith. It was just a bad decision to have him drop his
but that didn't ruin the things we're talking about. Didn't ruin the fucking saga or like ruin the trilogy. Episode 8 ruined the trilogy.
Hold on. The introduction of midi-chlorians. This is very early internet. That was like the biggest story for like a year.
And
everyone was freaking.
I love midichlorians, man. I hate it. In the Bad Batch, they call them M count, and that's part of the reason why I hate a Bad Batch.
No, but you guys got to understand, there was no like midichlorians before that, so everyone's what the hell is this? Yeah, so I'm giving you an example, and now it's become loved, and they threw it into the Bad Batch, and that's great, and everyone's kind of accepted it now. But like at the time, things like that were like, you just destroyed Star Wars, the same way they're saying like Part 9 or whatever, Part 8 destroyed. Like, I get it, man. But
Sean, explain this then.
We'll see. I want to be around for 20 years.
What do you got?
Years since Return of the Jedi came out, to see the prequel, there's no way it's going to be a disappointment.
Are there any of you that think this is going to be a lousy movie?
Fantastic. Go see it as quick as you can.
It was better than the old.
I think the lightsaber battles were the greatest.
It was good, dude. It was really good.
So worth it. So worth
Dude,
it. I love it. They're going to go nuts.
cherry pick the one video. Okay, dude.
There's plenty of like that though.
It was amazing. It was everything I thought it was going to be and more.
Non-stop.
Non-stop.
I can't wait to see it in 3 hours.
Oh, it stops. See,
It's cool.
I think it's going to be the hugest thing.
you guys are gonna get that off of there. You guys are gonna get me into a thing where you think I'm putting it down. I'm just saying, like, it's not a perfect movie. It never was.
Sure, it's not a perfect movie, but it is leaps and bounds better than the fucking
through rose-colored lenses.
Disney
It
era.
is just like it's
No, not even rose-colored.
It's going to. But guys,
We're talking about Rose. There's no shit character like Rose Tico in fucking episode.
Jar Jar Binks.
Hold up, Sean.
He doesn't kiss fucking Obi-Wan in the mouth awkwardly.
Okay, so we're talking
steps on poo-poo. I'm telling guys, there's so many correlations. I'm not going to be convinced that. We will not know. This argument doesn't mean anything because it's not 20 years from now, but I am telling you.
I can't wait till I'm
older.
Okay, but listen. I just need to get a confirmation from Sean.
Be a big thing for the sequels. I guarantee. And Disney's not going to let. You think they're just going to like can those forever
How
and
come,
not dust them off and
episode
do all
1
these-
merch sold really well?
Dude,
And
second biggest movie of the weekend.
Prequel
Last weekend.
Episode 1 had the most landfill of any product ever.
Yeah, but people, it had, okay, it was sure the merch was overproduced, but it at least sold way
How am I
more than
incorrect,
fucking
Andre? I wanna know how I'm
episode 8
incorrect.
merch.
We got some
Who wants a
saying we're right.
Rose
Here,
figure?
Here, Sean, answer this. Is the prequel
No, I said
better
Jar Jar
Star
stepped
Wars
in.
than the
I said
sequel?
Jar Jar stepped in shit.
Okay, look, Sean, not movie-wise. Okay, movie-wise aside, whatever. Is the prequels better Star Wars than the sequels?
Yes.
There you go.
It is. But again, like it's been helped. It's been helped over years, and it has time has been good to it. Look. Do I think the sequels will be exactly as successful as the prequels? No, not right this second. But for you guys to say like there's absolutely no chance there won't be this major nostalgia for it, you're out of your freaking minds.
No.
The parallels between the way people are putting the prequels down, that they did put the prequels down, to how they are the sequels, including side characters that were hated like Jar Jar and Rose for the sequels. It is so similar that it's crazy.
It's similar, but I'll tell you what's not similar. The way the trilogy ended. The prequels ended on
not backpedaling. I'm just being honest.
A lot of the majority of people all were like, episode 3, wow, way better than the first 2. And I'll tell you what, I would much rather take a trilogy that ends on a good note than a trilogy like Disney, which starts off, oh, pretty good. Oh, that was shitty. Oh, that was shitty.
Yeah.
With the prequels, episode 1 came out, sure, mixed reviews. Kind of mixed reviews on
Clone Wars
episode
is
2 as well.
the lowest reviewed movie besides Rise of Skywalker. Yeah.
Oh, you're talking about the Clone Wars movie? Yeah.
No. The episode 2
Oh,
is the
Attack of
lowest.
the Clones?
That's the lowest scoring across the board, except for prequel heads. And this is a great point. I've mentioned this dozens of times. The Clone Wars really did rescue those movies. Like
Yeah, but nothing can rescue the prequels. Doesn't matter.
It did. It factually did. The Clone Wars did rescue.
I mean the sequels. I'm sorry, nothing can.
Yeah,
there's no
agree.
way
Like,
they'll come out with a show
Well, they
that
already
saves
did the Resistance, man. They tried.
7, 8, 9.
They did the Resistance for 2 seasons. And no one knows even the main character's name.
Garbage.
Yeah.
Garbage.
Well, I'll end up on 2 more things with my Phantom Menace experience. First off, my movie theater had to turn that volume up more, dude. I'm pissed off. Especially at Duel of Fates. Why didn't they turn that shit all the way up?
Prequels needed rescuing at the time, which is why they did what they did. Go ahead.
And then second off, just to close off my experience was, I have never been. My theater was jam packed. There was maybe 1 or 2 empty seats in total, but like it was jammed, and it was a bigger.
That's awesome.
It was a bigger thing. I mean, 100 people in there, 80 people in there, whatever. And I've been to 30, 40 movies in the past 3-4 years that like I kind of have paid attention to and really remember. And this was the most like respectful. And just like, dude, you had people with lightsabers, but like, lightsabers, helmets, everything, masks, but not being annoying before or after, but just the culture. Really nice vibes. Nobody being annoying. Nobody doing stupid shit. I mean, everyone was just engaged, respectful, and it was a solid 215 or whatever it is, dude. Solid. Unlike with Return of the Jedi, bro, you had some fucking idiots behind us. Literally, man, like 10-year-olds, man. Again, sure, maybe it's their first time seeing the movie. Dude, but they were literally reciting the entire movie, like in some scenes or whatever, just like in stupid ass kid voices. You know what I mean? Like just purposely like making Jabba sound like a fucking, a squeaky little 2-year-old, like that type of stuff. And it's just like literally, and luckily someone like 4 feet, 4 things down from me turned around and told those 10-year-olds, he literally said, he looked at them straight on and said, shut the fuck up. And they did actually. Honestly, God, I'm pretty damn sure, dude. There was 4 of them. I want to say 2 of them went like halfway through the movie and they never came back. Yeah. So I don't know where they went, but I'm glad they were out.
I'm glad you had a full crowd because I went on Monday and it was my group and 2 other people in there.
Oh, dude, no, mine was thick. It was awesome.
Yeah, but you guys went on the weekend, man. I really wish I would have went for
when the music
crowd.
came up. Everybody went nuts. And again,
dude, because every single original trilogy movie I saw when I went to the theaters to see those with an orchestra, obviously sold out, sold out because dude, you're having an experience that's very unique, and just the vibes, like. Everybody in that theater, it's like we've all seen this movie, but just had such a fun time with it. Like people cheering for certain spots, man. Like
the thing, Phantom Menace and Calvin, big shout out. This is what, yeah. I mean, this is how I felt. Like I think everyone will agree about a couple of things, right? Or most people will agree. I don't want to put Darth Maul, incredible design, looks great. Still, whatever. Like his shirts, the merch. It's just an iconic. What a great looking villain. Okay, that helps big time. Didn't do much with him in hindsight. The pod race, incredible, especially for the time. Like they installed new speakers in all the theaters to have that sound come out. That was amazing. And then what was it? Darth Maul, and that was kind of it. Like there was just like two really standout scenes in there. But here's where great design that stands the test of time, and they did a fantastic job. Amidala, we were like, what the hell is this? This is weird looking. It's since become iconic. All of her looks and stuff. At the time, we we're all like, what the F is this? Our princess wears white. It's Leia, whatever. That. I know she wasn't a princess, but you get my point. So we were all just like, yes, it took a long time to like digest how radically different. And I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but like the design in that movie has really, really helped it because there's so many great individual scenes, great design that it really covers for that story. Besides what Palpy's doing in the background, the execution of telling that story was so poor. And then they decided to play with the lore of the Jedi and have a really long middle section that dragged, and probably 70 other things I'm not thinking of. Like people really beat the hell out of that movie, and it stands today. There's some of it where you're just shaking your head, like, and Jar Jar was like too heavy-handed, and it was very intentional. He's like, I did it only to sell toys, like, but for people to say like he planned on Sith Fury and stuff like this, like George didn't even know what the movie was going to be about till he started writing it in 1994. There's this, if you dig hard enough, this whole lore of he had it all mapped out. It's like he kind of had a little bit of it, but like he wrote that thing from scratch, and he was surrounded by just Lucas people. He had all yes men. That thing could have used a heavy dose of and because he funded it himself, no one was going to tell him no.
Yeah.
So it could have went from good to great. Like I've got it as good now. It was at the time very jarring, bad movie. I've got it as good, but there's no one that's going to tell me like these are just like cinematic masterpieces.
Yeah.
Like no,
I think
great packaging.
I think that was a solid couple minutes there, Sean. I'll give you that. That was a solid.
Yeah, I agree with most of it. I don't think the storytelling in it is poor. It could have had some help for sure. But I think there's even some other moments in there that I had a lot of fun with. Seeing, like even the beginning, dude, when Obi-Wan are taking out droids and they're trying to cut through that door, and the droidekas are showing up and they have to sneak off, and then like, dude, I even think the sequence when they have to, go through the planet core and the submarine thing. Like I even think that scene's awesome.
Yeah, and I remember that
100% oddball. I'll never disagree with that.
But that was another scene that I remember way back in the day being really dragged out, like them underwater for like 10 minutes, but it was really nicely paced. It was not. I mean, that's what I remember, Brent. But like now that I watched it again, like nicely pacing. I mean, a couple minutes, they got monster out, monster in. They weren't, and they were out. Like
it's always a bigger fish, and then you get.
I wish the internet was like fully flipped back then.
Bro, the
Droideka, planet cord, odd sequence of random BS.
I think if the internet was.
By the way, hold on. I want to say this. Besides how cool he looked and like how he's been, shoved in our face, like we all love Qui-Gon. It's like, again, I challenge you to say, like, what do you really know about him if you weren't backed up by canon and extra things thrown in?
I think just from the movie alone, you can tell that he was one of the Jedis that was not a yes man. He was not somebody that was just gonna, he didn't follow
because he said he wanted to train. Because he was sort of defying and saying he wanted to train Anakin.
No, there's a little more than that. I mean, you can just.
What else did he say no to?
Tyler.
I'm just saying, dude. Like there isn't.
Put me on the spot.
He's not very 3-dimensional, Like
but he still hasn't even really been fleshed out.
I'll tell you another thing. He did to defy the Jedi. He used the Force to fucking finesse Watto into using the Force to fix the dice roll. That's
been
definitely.
done before.
Jedis have done that before. Or when?
This isn't the droid you're looking for. I mean, that's a
Jedi mind trick. I'm talking about like he couldn't use Jedi mind tricks on Watto, but
that's right because
he did the dice.
He cheated the dice game. That's definitely frowned upon with the Jedi, but that's him kind of breaking.
Qui-Gon was wise. I love this comment from Brad. He used the shaver to communicate.
Yeah, Gillette shaver.
He's just like, "What up?"
Yo, hey Sean, how does the
other thing I noticed is that this isn't a Naga is just very funny.
He's throwing some Riz at Shmi.
Dude, he should have hammered that out. It was weird. I love how Obi had to Obi had to sit in the ship for like 3 days.
I got a defense for that.
Yeah.
Of course you do, because you've had 20 years to make one.
No, I just now thought of it when I was watching the movie the other day in the theater.
Why was Obi on timeout? Why couldn't he go to
I'll tell you why. Why would you
Well, he was
take
protecting the queen.
exactly, bro?
Yeah.
Why
Because
would you take
Padme was
both
good at that
Jedi to the same spot and then leave everybody just stranded in the middle of
Yeah, I
the
mean,
Padme
fucking
Knock
nowhere?
ain't gonna do jack shit against them all.
Padme
Fuck
was
no.
hitting on Annie. What are you talking about? Nobody was in there.
But no one.
Obi-Wan
but
had to
Obi and
protect
Qui-Gon-
the.
Yeah, Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon did not know that Padme was the queen. They thought Sabe or whatever, the Kiara
All right,
Knightley
good
or
point.
whatever.
All right,
They
Yeah,
thought
he
she
had to
was-
be back there for security.
it's still funny
protection.
that he had to sit out the whole time.
It is. No, it
trade.
is.
They couldn't
It
trade, for a minute. Like
No, because Qui-Gon was doing.
you
Qui-Gon
win that
thing.
round. That's true. That's right. She was the fake. That's right.
And
Okay.
I'll say this before we wrap up Phantom Menace talk. That
We're wrapping it
is
up. I thought we were only halfway through.
Well,
No,
I'll
we're
tell you what,
winding
dude. Well, when Sean brings up the point that he thinks in 20 years, episodes 7, 8, and 9 are going to be as popular as episode 1, 2, and 3.
Didn't say that. I said they'll have a major resurgence, and you'll be shocked. My 6-year-old daughter thinks Rey is the greatest, and there's a lot out there.
Hey,
that
I'll
There's
tell you
gonna
what,
be
though.
nostalgia, but not a good fan base. I'll have
Yeah.
nostalgia for episode 7 in 25 years because I'll be like, shit, dude, I was a freshman in high school.
Yeah,
I remember the girl I was talking to, what I did the next day, how I felt. Like, of course, I'm gonna have nostalgia. Same with
Yeah.
episode 7. I think that. Episode 8. The trailers leading up until episode 8. When episode 8 came out, like that December, like late 2017, early 2018, one of the highlights of my fucking life, dude. So it's like when I think back 25 years from now, I'd be like, dude, yeah, that was a good fucking time in my life. Doesn't make the movie good though. I have nostalgia though.
Hey, real quick, Jalen, Padme's interactions with Anakin in the first 2 movies are massively misunderstood. Please expound on that.
Padme and Anakin, dude, one of the best fictional couples of all time. Top 3. Andrew Garfield and Emma Stone, Spider-Man, Rick Grimes and Michonne, and Anakin and Padme. Top 3.
Jack and Rose.
12%. I'm
I've never seen
confused.
Titanic.
Nostalgia, 100% love for them. Absolutely not. What does that mean?
But, anyways, what I was going to get into is that
I'm not saying the sequels
regardless-
don't suck, but I'm saying you're gonna start see. They
Okay,
don't have
regardless-
a Clone Wars. They don't
Hold
have a
on.
Clone Wars rescuing it. They don't. That's true. They don't.
Tyler brought up the show that they tried to do it with. No one gave a fuck about it. The
They
Resistance.
did Resistance, Sean. They
There's a
fought.
lot more competition now for people watching. I mean, there's
That's not
never been more
their fault.
content.
Make a
But in
good
general,
show.
the fucking show was garbage. Competition
Well,
or
I know
not,
it
they
was,
fumbled
but I'm
the
just
show
saying,
up.
like,
Even
Dude,
see, my whole thing is
Clone
even
Wars
if
is
someone
lucky it made
says
it out of the first season, that first season of Clone Wars is horrible. I mean,
But
everybody knows that.
the thing is though is
It was. It is.
even if someone says the Clone Wars rescued the prequels, the sequels are unrescuable. Like
They
you
might be.
can't. You
that
just, like,
that said, just we'll all be buds, and hopefully I'm still alive.
yeah.
But you guys will see. I mean, maybe when I'm gone, you'll be like, "Oh my God, they're doing the retro thing, and it's out, and everybody's fired up about it." He was right.
So I'll say this: when we first had this conversation with CPA, I went to COSI, a little science museum with the family, and I saw a young gentleman who was probably, let's just say 8, 9, 10, somewhere around there. He had a Star Wars shirt on. I said, "Oh, what's up, buddy? I like your shirt. Hey, what's your favorite Star Wars movie?" This was last year in 2023. You know what this 10-year-old told me? Episode 1. I thought he was going to say The Force Awakens or The Rise of Skywalker because of all the spaceships. Nah, he said episode 1. And also, to round this out,
One anecdotal conversation solves all. Got it.
I think that episode 1, this is all the Star Wars movies that it's better than. Episode 1 is better than
Episode 4, 5,
Whoa,
7, 8, 9, and
5.
2.
Okay. Well, Tyler also has the Clone Wars movie as his top 3 movie. So
Tiger would also like to raise Solo for consideration being better.
Solo's not bad, but I'll say from in my opinion, episode 1 is better than all 3 Disney movies. It's better than Solo. Rogue One probably gives it a good fight, and it's also and I would say it's better than episode 2. So for me, episode 1 is top 3. There's only top 5.
Top
There's
3
only
for me? Yeah,
top 5 for me. There's 4
Tyler,
Star Wars movies.
your
I
list
think that
doesn't
are
count
better.
on any planet anywhere. So
He has the Clone War. Some people don't even put the Clone Wars movie on their list because
They're not true fans, man.
It shouldn't have been a movie.
I'm the only true fan here.
It was 3 episodes that were forced into being a movie.
And it was legendary. Absolutely
had-
fantastic. Dude, Battle of Christophsis.
Whatever you say,
legendary.
Sky Guy.
Dude. The scene where Captain
let's save
Rex-
baby
dude,
Chewbacca.
Someone
Let's save
doesn't have
baby.
Empire in their top 3. Like, I don't even read the list. In fact, like top 2. I'm like, I'm just not gonna. Fundamentally, you don't get it.
Empire is
Tyler,
top 8 for me.
I love the Phantom. That's crazy. I love the Phantom Menace. It's not better than Empire Strikes Back. It's not.
Brent, did you just go Rogue One or Episode 1 better than Rogue One?
I said it's close between those two.
Okay.
Rogue One is the only Disney movie that gives Episode 1 a run for its money.
Yo, at Brickworld, why don't we rent out a theater and do Episode 3, man, in theaters?
Yeah, let's show that.
Episode 3,
so
dude, that's
sick.
it.
How can you just rent out a theater and be like, play this movie?
Hell yeah, there's a way to do that.
Here we
right?
go. Adam Scott. Look at this. I mean, I didn't solicit this. I'm 42. Brent doesn't realize that everything he's saying about the sequels is the same type of things us to OT we're saying about the prequels 20 years ago.
Yeah,
He'll
but did
understand when
anybody
he gets older. Like,
say the prequels ruined Star Wars?
yes, God, yes.
Ruined?
Oh my God.
Even after Episode 3. Because I can see somebody
Dude,
overreacting to Episode
Vader-
1 and
Vader's
being like,
the-
Jar Jar ruined Star
Let me
Wars.
tell you
But,
something. I went
but
to
Episode 3
Hold on,
was
dude. I was there. This is where I'm gonna pull the old man card. I was at opening night at every one of these. I still didn't lose the faith. I still tried, and I wanted it to be. When he became Darth, that yell that I cannot believe they let in there, that horrible no. Everyone laughed.
Shouldn't have said no.
They laughed their asses off when he did no. Like everyone was like, God. But everyone did leave going like that was by far not even close the best of the prequels. 100%.
And people left Episode 9 going.
That happened immediately. People like favorably. What am I saying? Revenge of the Sith has always been like the exception to the sequels, but it still wasn't like OT level. Now, would it ever be for OT heads? No, because there's a big bias, and I get that. To me, that one can enter the conversation because that movie. Someone said earlier it's only the last 15 minutes. No, I think it's a pretty badass movie from front to back. So like that movie has gained the most ground for me. There are bits and pieces that I like about Phantom Menace. Otherwise, it's a really long watch. And Attack of the I mean, it's comedy, man. Like everyone just brushes the dialogue and they make excuses, and it was like it still is like cringe. It's like people are celebrating the sand thing. We were laughing our asses off. Like, what the fuck is he even talking about?
Episode 2 is better than 7, 8, and 9.
Bro, but Hayden,
I think it's 7's getting dragged into this, like kind of how you know what 7's happening to 7 right now.
7 is the 3, right? 7 is the 3.
7 is getting 7 is getting dragged down the way Revenge of the Sith was getting lumped in with the prequels. In my opinion, I think 7 is really a standout movie of the sequels. It's by far I think everyone agrees that's the best one. Which it's not much competition. Although you've got weirdos saying they love Last Jedi, man.
Yeah,
I love the hype up until Last Jedi, man. That first trailer for Last Jedi,
the hype was amazing.
I know, dude. When Snoke says, "When I first met you, I saw raw power," and that's the opening of the trailer, and Kylo Ren with the snowtroopers are going into Crate, dude. That trailer, man, was
I nailed it right here. Yeah, and by the way, the prequels were also boosted by the sequels. I agree with that too. The sequels were bad.
Sean, would you say Hayden helped carry and definitely supported Episode 2? Like, or back then, I would say,
everyone thought he was a goof. Everyone was like, "This is the worst actor I've ever seen in my life."
Even you, though. I mean, your personal experience. What did you think of Hayden 20 years ago?
What happened?
What did you personally think of Hayden as an actor 25 years ago or 20 years ago?
I thought he was better in 3, but 2, I thought he was an absolute goof and maybe one of the worst actors I've ever seen.
Bro, Hayden's
going a little too far.
Hayden's the second best actor of all time.
But you guys don't understand at the time. Like it's like it was very lousy part 2, like very bad.
I'm gonna rewatch it sometime in the next week or two, and I'll bet anything you're gonna see an Instagram story from me saying it's number 3.
It's impossible to be objective. It's like somebody trying to tell me any of the OT is really bad. It's like I just can't. It's not in my. You guys won't be able to do it either. I don't expect you to. You're asking me, and I'm telling you my experience. And again, this is backed by dig up articles, dig up reviews. I mean, this isn't.
Yeah, I mean, I have Episode 2 pretty low on my list.
Yeah,
but what it's higher
you're
than
asking about Hayden,
7,
like,
8,
he
9.
didn't hit his stride till till Sith, and he'd probably tell you. I mean, like the dialogue was like, holy shit.
See, Sean. I mean, and anyone, dude. Look, this is how I see Hayden in episode 2.
Dooku was amazing in 2. Yep, that's true.
This is how I see Hayden, man, and this is what
Palp was solid. Palp was solid throughout the whole thing, even though it was a little.
Sean, I look at it as the fact of Anakin was a effing slave boy. All right, for 10 years of his life. All right, went into being a technical, in a technical sense, another slave to the Jedi for the next 10 years of his life. Where look, dude, the same thing how I treat child actors in some of these movies and shows is literally in universe, dude. I don't expect a fucking 8-year-old kid or Hayden, for example, like for his life experiences actually throughout the movie of growing up how he did. I don't expect him to talk like a fucking Denzel Washington,
like the Riz master.
And that's all lore that's been added at post game.
Not really added. It's just kind of common sense lore. It's like you think about it.
Like I don't expect him to be as well spoken as like Obi-Wan Kenobi, that like arguably
I know, but like,
older and
but
probably grew up different, not a slave. Like
I know, but this is all stuff from the benefit of hindsight that everybody can inject into this. This is what I'm saying. You can spin anything you want with verbiage and armchair quarterbacking. Hayden is not okay. This is a good one. Well,
that's wild, Ultra. That's wild.
Not that there's. Forget that he's not a good actor. That's an opinion based thing. I get that. What else was he in after that? If he was such a
Jumper, Fire and Jumper, dude.
Such a great actor, but he like fell off pretty hard, right? Until recently.
I mean, he didn't really want to work after Star Wars. He had enough money. He worked on a farmer. He worked on a farm.
Yeah.
Okay.
See, my thing
it had
is
nothing to do with performances in Star Wars. He just chose to. That's it.
People bullied him, man. A bunch of bullies in the Star Wars fan base.
Well, why did they bully him? They weren't pleased with it, man. I'm not saying that's a good thing to do. I never like started a campaign against the
dude. The thing is, man, I don't know if you guys heard. I mean, I'm 99% sure on this. George called Hayden to voice Anakin in the Clone Wars, but Hayden didn't want to do it due to the backlash. I'm 99% sure on that. Someone correct me, but I think like Filoni did like an interview at some point and said that. So imagine how much different it would have been if Hayden came back and did Clone Wars Anakin. Legendary, man. Yeah. That would have fixed it instantly for Hayden.
Yeah.
The fans bully him or the media. It is probably both. I mean, the reviews were awful. Again, you guys should look at like D1 reviews. You don't go to Rotten Tomato and look at somebody who wrote something from.
You just heard these the first hour, the first 1 minute reviews, not even the first day, the first 1 minute reviews on my phone.
Well, yeah, you can cherry pick people coming out of any movie. Tyler, you're smarter than that. Stop it. There's a documentary I want you guys to watch if you haven't watched it yet. It's
the people versus George Lucas.
What's that, dude? What's
it on, Sean? What's it on? What's it on?
I don't know. Just search streaming people versus George Lucas.
It has the people that literally made that song with like George Lucas raped my childhood.
Yeah, like but
that's coming off of one movie.
You see those extremes? He raped my child, and you're saying that same thing isn't going on with the sequels and people saying similar things. You guys are out of your minds. It is mirroring what happened.
Hold on, though. This is the thing, though. Like the people versus George Lucas. What did that come out just right after Phantom Menace? Because I'm pretty sure.
No. The people versus George Lucas probably at least 6 years later. After all the
they waited until the prequels were done.
I think so.
I'd like to fact check that. I think because I just feel like there was a lot of there was some overreaction like right after episode 1, and this is the thing for me. People could talk about
2010, well after 11 years after.
Damn, wow, well, whatever. Yep. That's a bunch of people.
No, but you just got slam dunked and you just breeze it off. I'm telling you, people hated that movie a full 11 years later.
But it's like how many people worked on that movie? Like we're gonna let people that made a documentary be like that is the whole demographic because these haters made a documentary.
No. It was Brent. I don't benefit from telling you that most people hated Phantom Menace. It's what happened. It just did. I'd like to be like, no, yeah, a couple of us hated it, but it was.
Hey, Brent, it almost sounds like Sean has some stock in Disney, man, hyping up these sequels. He's got a little stock.
right.
I do hold some Disney stock.
Oh, yeah, you had to say that at the start, Sean, before you started hyping them up.
Here's the thing, though. Here's the thing.
Whatever.
If you look at people can say oh well, Episode 7 was pretty good, but guess what? Episode 7 used to be like my 4th favorite Star Wars movie. After the dog fucking dumpster fire of Episode 8 and 9. Dude, that just takes Episode 7 way down. Because if the end of your trilogy is pretty good, it could make the movies that came before it a little bit better. But when the end of your trilogy is absolute dumpster fire bullshit, it just takes episode 7 down with it, and then it just makes that whole trilogy garbage.
I'm saying, dude, it is. They are bookends. 1, 2 built to 3. 3 was loved, and then 7, and then it declined. Actually, yeah, and it declined from there. So it's like, dude, if I had a gun to my head to pick between 8 and 9, it's tough.
Like they're both at the very, very
they're
bottom.
Very bottom. And by the way, I
want
to be clear here. I am not saying that I even today enjoy the sequels more. I've never once said that. In fact, I've got 1 and 3 ranked higher than them, though. I've got 1 and 3 ranked higher than anything in the sequels. But that doesn't change what I'm saying. That at the time, the people hated it. They just did, and in very similar ways, similar statements were made. Tyler, do your homework. Watch People vs. George Lucas. Tell me I'm crazy, and you'll see that there was a turnaround. And I'm not like it doesn't deserve it. The sequels don't deserve it. I'm just saying I got a funny feeling because these people are marketing effing machines, and they will pull out the imagery, the cool stuff, the girl power, which isn't working right now, but like maybe it will even more later when they figure out how to do it correctly. And Rey will be plastered they're really good at what they do, man.
There's nothing memorable about Rey, though, dude. Hey, like Anakin, and you can even argue there's Hayden. Hayden was only in 2 episodes, and fucking 50 things more about Hayden and Anakin to like remember and care about and recite. Like, dude, I can honestly, God, I'm not even just saying this for the stream. I don't know off the top of my head, dude. I can't think of one Rey Skywalker line. I'm gonna think for a second, dude. I just can't even remember one line from her, dude. Even episode 7, man. Like I kind of like. I mean, I'm serious. I can't think of one line from her, but I can recite fucking 55 Anakin ones. It's like I don't know, man. It's just like I really feel like, and it's no knock against Daisy Ridley and Rey. I just feel like the fact of the matter, the story in those 3 movies and how they all come together by the end of it.
Here's some lines for you. I am Rey Skywalker, classic, right up there.
Yeah.
Right with I Hate Sand, it's right up there. I am to all the Jedi. I mean, tremendous.
Oh, true. I'm all the Jedi.
I don't get all the Rey. Yeah, I mean, I
said
think
I love you to Kylo.
She's a better actor than Hayden, I think. So
wild.
She is.
Bro, Adam Driver, man, Kylo Ren, top 5 Star Wars character of all time. Wonderful.
Yeah, Kylo was great. I mean, and by the way, you talk about iconography. That Kylo helmet, his look, he's the Darth Maul, whatever you want to call it, the Darth Vader of his series, of his trilogy.
Yeah.
That look, that design has staying power, and he will have his day in the sun. Will he ever reach Maul levels? Will he ever reach Darth levels? Maybe not, but it'd be a good company to be number 3 with.
And the worst thing about Kylo Ren is his character arc just fizzled the fuck out. He's like, "Oh, I'm gonna bring you back and save you," and then Rey's gonna kiss me, and then I die.
If you put that much thought into Darth Maul too, it's just he looks cool as fuck. There is a thing to be said for that.
Darth Maul didn't do anything bad though.
Right, but I'm just saying but his number 1 best attribute was what? He looked cool as fuck. Well, Kylo,
I think his number 1 attribute was
a lot of people
combat.
think he had great depth in his character. So
I think he did more than look cool. I mean, like there's certain characters that look cool, like Phasma. They don't really do shit else.
Look cool.
Have incredible combat. Are you kidding me? Ray Park. Oh my God, Ray
Park.
He
told Palpatine that they're gonna have their revenge, Sean.
Yeah, he did
I like when he did this. That was cool. I liked when he did that.
You don't like when he held up his lightsaber and got both sides out? You don't like that?
No, it was cool. You're trying to make me like dig on Maul, but I'm like, you can't tell me he's deeper than friggin' Kylo. Are you out of your friggin' skull? Like, come on.
Like, there's so many people.
Well, no, I mean, look, okay, but retrospectively, yes. I mean, Clone Wars and Solo completely saved Maul, 100%. I mean, 1,000%. But Kylo was in the Resistance, and again, Resistance didn't save Kylo. So, what can you say? You know what I mean?
I agree, Jalen. I think he's good for what he is. And again, I don't want to get this into a put down thing. Look, all I start with until there's teardowns is like Kylo is at least on par with Maul as far as being iconic. From the
100%,
look,
100%.
It's, he's red and black, like whatever. It fits the star. He is. I think a lot of people would argue, and this isn't a hot take, but a lot of people said he's by far the best part of the sequels. I think that's a fair statement. Is that strong enough to bring boys back to the yard? We'll see. I think he's a stronger reason than Rey for most people. I agree with that also. But to say that there's not similar, I mean, it's just like, to me, it's somebody just said it's like poetry. It rhymes with each other. It does, man. It does.
Episode 9 being absolute trash doesn't rhyme with episode 3 being one of the highest held Star Wars movies of all
No,
time.
but Brent, it was like for a lot of people, bad, good. Then you go to the sequels, good, bad. It's like,
yeah, but it means everything when the good movie is at the end. Because, dude, I had Force Awakens in my top like 4 or 3, and after episode 8 and 9, like, dude, I can't watch
but
Force
George kinda had
Awakens
to
because
get
all
there.
the excitement in the Force Awakens was, oh man, mystery box. What's this gonna turn out to be? And it all turned out to be shit. That's why it takes episode 7 way down to the fucking bottom of the list for me. When the end of your trilogy is the best one, it doesn't take anything away from the
let me
ones
ask you this: was
before
it easier to write the prequels and come up with, knowing where you're going? It was probably easier.
Sure, but Disney
It's not an
Disney
excuse, but,
fucked
like-
us because they let Ryan Johnson
how
have complete creative control. And
How
fucked
could
the
even
whole
how could
saga.
even a moron botch part 3 though? It's like you're gonna get into. It's like that's what people were waiting for the whole
Say
time.
the same thing about Rogue One. Oh, of course Rogue One was good. And if they fucked it up, they would have been. How could they botch that? They know how it's gonna end.
Right.
Again,
Same
Rogue
thing
One,
with Solo.
fire. Rogue One, incredible.
I'm gonna have to.
Absolutely great.
I remember that dragging too. I'm gonna have to watch that again.
I
Rogue
did
One
the
drags
rewatch
in the middle.
for
It
Andor.
drags in the middle.
No, dude, same thing. I remember Rogue One
Kathleen
dragging it in the
Kennedy.
middle. I did it when Andor was coming out. Rogue One was back in theaters. I went back to Rogue One, my second time ever seeing it, or my third time ever seeing
Jalen,
it.
you can't throw Kylo. That's a ridiculous take. Like, Force Awakens is nostalgia bait. I agree with that part. What is iconic besides OT reskins or Kylo? Like, you're okay, so I can't have Kylo. Like, are you? You just took my quarterback out of the movie. Like, what are you talking about? Dude? You can't say like what's. So what's what? I mean, I can try to answer that, I guess, but like,
Killing Han Solo, though, I'll always say was the worst thing about Force Awakens.
well, and then they didn't get them together. I mean, like, look,
because dude, that means they planned. Think
Dude,
about it. That means they planned on never having
yeah.
Harrison, Mark, and Carrie ever together.
it was a big
Yeah.
mistake.
That's a big
Super
mistake too.
fucking
You know,
terrible.
another big mistake is at the very end of the film, fucking Leia's walking,
We're
and,
getting-
and
we're getting-
Chewie
we're
walks
getting
right
into-
by him, says
We're
nothing.
getting into whether the sequels were good. Nobody's like, I think everyone's thinking like I'm like on this thing where I think they're great movies or even like good. Like I said, Force Awakens is good. People can tell me I'm wrong. That's fine.
Not good.
The rest
anymore.
are disasters. Because Force Awakens, everybody universally liked until the other ones came out, and everyone's like, Force Awakens sucks. That happened overnight. It did. I don't care what.
yeah.
It happened overnight. They
Yeah.
go, that sucked too. Let's loop them all together. That is not the narrative. Everybody fucking was pretty on board with it when it came out. So I don't want to talk about sequels all night. I just want it to
This
be.
feels like a little Friday night GWP part 2
You
extended.
guys can run it. You guys
Yeah.
can run it. I got to go to bed. It's
Wait, hey, Sean, real quick. We did have 2 more. Ostif's question, and then there was another one after. Just to hit those real quick. There's one after Ostif, and then we still haven't answered Ostif's
Oh
question.
yeah, you need. Geez, Louise. Sorry.
Oh, yeah, Bad
Any
Batch
chance on Bad
sets.
Batch sets? Sorry.
I mean, look, I'll be honest. I think it's just par for the course. I mean, there's no season 2 ones. I know people are saying you could do a year after, like how these Mando ones are, but think about it. I mean, season 2, there was none at the moment, none a year later. I find it hard to believe with season 3. I mean, I don't doubt for a second that like in the next like 5 years, we'll probably see another Bad Batch show set. I'm not saying from what season, what it is, but I think directly tied. Like we won't get like a 2-3. Set Bad Batch season 3, wave kind of thing like we did with the Mando ones. And honestly, I don't even want them since I mean Bad Batch is horrendous. All right, so there's my take on that. And then we got one after that, Sean. You see that one?
Super.
Right, the member chat. Do you see it right below Ostif on the starred?
Watching Sean let the kids rant.
Yeah, I don't think you read that one, did you?
No, I don't think so.
It's I think I pulled it up, but yeah, that's Mark saying watching Sean let the kids rant. Yeah, I mean that's what.
Well, hey,
like,
Sean,
age too. Like, there's going to be ageism in all this. It's fine, and
Sean,
that's
this
why
is episode
that's why
130.
I don't understand for the life of me. You guys can't see. You guys doing this to somebody 20 years your senior or your junior.
Sean, 1,000 episodes from now, man, on episode number 1139 of ACOB, that will be exactly like a little over 20 years from now, and we'll see who's right.
Yeah,
So,
there you go.
I gotta take that feature off this laptop. Like when I scroll through chat, if I scroll slightly to the left, it just wipes me over.
You should be able to disable on your mouse. Yeah.
Yeah, I need to do that.
All right, boys. Great episode, and we finally did our quarterly Star Wars battle. I look forward to those. They're fun. This old man has to go to bed.
I know there might not be time for weekly pickups.
Bad Batch set?
What's that?
What was the season 2 Bad Batch set?
I don't know.
Bad Batch Shuttle was 1 and Justifier was season 1, episode like 16 or whatever, right?
Yeah.
There's no season 2 one, right?
No. He's asking if there will be any.
No, Oddball said there was one.
Oh, I don't know. Oddball, speak up.
Justifier was season 1. 100% that was season 1.
All right. Let's go weekly picks. Sorry, Brent, real quick.
Damn, what did I get?
Let's go, baby. I finally picked this up. Actually, Hive sent it to me.
Oh, nice. A little Hive deal, huh?
Little Hive deal. I'm trading Hive a couple things for that. And then one of these things is yours, Sean. So Hive graciously sent over.
Is it an episode 2 poly?
Yeah. Hive graciously sent over 2 Hive sig figs, and one of these is yours, Sean.
That's awesome, Hive.
Yes, sir. So I'll be delivering. Oh, and I was psyched on these 2 Rant Cat stickers. Sean, if you want one of these, I'll give you one.
Oh yeah, no, I need one of those.
Okay, I'll give you this. I'll get you a little poly bag together with these little Hive poly bag going. But yeah, dude, this Rant Cat sticker, awesome. And can never have too many of these. The little mini castle builder poly bag.
That's probably my favorite poly of the last, I don't know how long, because you can do like 90 things with it, right?
Yeah, you can. Yeah, there's a bunch of ways
you can get now because you can see through, Brent. Do you know for certain you could get different printed tiles with that?
Oh, absolutely. It's different in every single Harry Potter set. And the cool thing about that is the clear part in the back. You can.
That's what I mean. You can cheat, right? Yeah.
Yeah, you can see which one you're getting if you want to take the time to feel them around, move them around. But yeah, shout out to the Hivester. Hive, your care package is on the way, and I've already told you, I know, but I've added in some extra goodies.
Ooh, a little bonus buy. Tyler, any pickups? Have you revealed your start? Well, you've talked about your May 4th haul, I think.
Yeah, no, I've got nothing else new this week. Although I've got a big announcement involving, I guess, stuff I'm getting in. It's almost. I'll tease it here. All right, I'm going to tease here. I think 150 people left here. We're 322 in. All right. Hopefully by Brickworld, okay, just so I can kind of promote it a little bit and just kind of have it ready and just kind of talk about it more. So by mid-June, I'm going to be starting my own custom company.
Wow.
I've been thinking about it for a while, and in the past couple of days, I've started the groundwork. We got some things moving. Going to get a website moving. I've got 2 very specific niches I want to go into. I'm not going to say either of them, of course, until I'm
Walking Dead.
Okay, but particularly the Star Wars.
I got your name, Tyler. Did you pick it yet? I think this one's good.
Lifestyle. Well, the only thing that sucks. Well, actually, I probably should not say this part either. I'll say it here because if anyone does this, I hate you. But the lifebricks.com domain, which would be ideal. Okay, look, I mean, someone's had that for like 3-4 years. I don't even know if they know who I am because I was still L1 F3, bricks 4 years ago, and I wasn't even just straight life bricks. So I don't even know if they know who I am. I don't know if they just got lucky and got it, but I mean, they're asking like $6,300. All right, if anyone knows a way to, people have told me there's a way to like offer, like send them, like contact those owners and like offer and just like hopefully not have to pay $6,000. Of course, I could do a different domain, sure. But if anyone wants to help me out on that, somehow contact them for me, get me in touch with that, figure it out, or know how to do that. I mean, if you get a significant thing off of that, I mean, I'll reimburse you for your time of doing that, or I have to come up with something else. I mean, like life bridge. I'm not going to do.
I would just come up with a different handle. It can be done, but it's tough. It's tough sledding. I mean,
yeah.
If you're that passionate, like, or maybe start with something else and work on that, but don't let that slow you down. Like, you could do lifebricks.tv, lifebricks. There's so many handles now, and people are fine. And to be honest,
you can just do like LBS customs.
Well, that's what I mean. And
LBS Customs.
Well, now
LBS Customs and
someone's going to
also-
buy that and going to charge me $100.
Tyler, it's never been
people in advance.
It's never been less important. Sure, it's very important, but because of who you are and what you do, you're linking off of everything anyway. Like it could be, goobelyglob.com as long as they're linking it off of, one of you're going to drive traffic with your videos anyway,
Well, so Sean, but you don't think, just real quick, again, then we'll close this for private at some point, but I guess anyone in the chat too, does anyone think, all right, so if it's say $6,000, I don't know, say I even offer them down to 5 or whatever, 5-6K at the end of the day.
I would start with 2 most, but go
well,
ahead.
100%. I'll start at fucking $200. To start. That's what I'll offer at first. But say worst comes to worst, it ends up being 5-6 if I go that route. All right. Do you think longevity of 30-40 years of doing it will pay for the fact of paying that upfront cost, just for the fact of literally being able to say everything I have, social media wise and website wise, is literally just LifeBricks?
No.
Is that not worth it these days?
No.
So me doing like LBS Shop or something like that, or LBS Customs, or LB, that itself,
it's probably fine, or coming up with something different altogether. Because again, think about how you're going to drive traffic. If it was purely organic search, sure, it's important, but you're going to get there on organic anyway. Because even if you call it LBS Customs, if you pack your site enough with LifeBricks mentions on it,
true,
you'll get your organic traffic anyway. Look, is it a nice to have and maybe a little better than a nice to have? Yes, but it doesn't. Again, due to the nature of all of your traffics, largely it's going to originate from your channel, and sure, we'll send everybody over there too, and some of your other friends. I think everyone's just going to link. You're just a link away, and that's my opinion. Then you get your mailing list set up, and now you're emailing them. They're going to click the link to buy the new heater. Like you can link it on your Insta. There's like however your touch points are. My company I'm with now, we didn't get our handle till like 6-7 years in, and it's like we now own both, and I think our traffic still comes, like majority of it still comes to our old handle, and it's fine because they both redirect. But it's nice to have, and it's awesome and all that, but like absolutely mission critical the way things are done today. They're not looking. If somebody was searching for, even if someone went on Google and said like custom Star Wars figs,
LifeBricks wouldn't even hit that.
Right. You're bottom of the barrel with all the made men right now, regardless. If they just search blankly. Now, if they're doing it just for you, again, that traffic's going to come from you. That's just my opinion. And everyone in the chat, that was a great little 5 minute. Again, I'll talk to everyone privately about, I'll bring it up more. It's still a month out, a couple weeks. But I'm just saying, I guess that's a real big kind of announcement. That is, the stepping stones are being set for something for doing that. Because I've been passionate about a couple things, and there's, again, walking down it, that's an obvious one. Brent, no one else is even doing that. But and look at what CPA is saying, Tyler. Go on GoDaddy and check all these. You can get lifebricks.shop, lifebricks.bricks.buy. Like you can still have your name in it. It just won't be .com. So.
Oh, that's game changing as hell.
I said that like
he's a smart man.
Yeah, can you keep that up? I'm gonna just take a picture of that.
Let's give CPA all the credit.
I remember.
No, but there's a million of them. You could maybe even. I think you can't get .gov, but other than that,
that's crazy. I literally thought
said this 10 minutes ago, but you didn't hear me. I guess
I thought .com was the only.
.net is number 2. at least it used to be. I don't know. All right, boys, I gotta go. Oh, weekly pickups. I shared it on the Discord. You guys can go see it. Basically, I got Tubes was one order, hit everything with that, and then a second one, which was Sith, Phantom Menace brickheads, Cody. What else would it have taken? Was that enough? Yeah, Sith Infiltrator, brickheads, Cody. I feel like I'm missing something. Did I get a box of boys too? I think I got a bark. There you go.
Bark box.
And real quick, just to answer, I put in the chat too. Everyone's asking
the poster, and it's in good shape. So
pad printed. I just want to put that out there. People were asking, UV or pad printed? They will be pad printed. So the better printing.
All right, guys. Well, we look forward to that announcement. One more push for the Discord. If you guys are still hanging here and you haven't joined, join up. It's a lot of fun. I'm sure there'll be some post-game chatter about our debates and whatnot tonight. You guys are the best. Lifeblood of the show. We will see you over on Discord till we meet again here on the show.
I also picked up this beauty this week, but don't worry, I traded for
You
it.
had to get it in.
I traded for it.
You had to get it in.
Brent, admit it. You were waiting that entire 329 to show that thing off. Admit it.
I've been looking at it. I've been looking at it every 5 seconds.
He had it on his lap, Tyler. You know, it's his own life brick, if you know what I mean. All right, so for Rod for stopping by, doing a fantastic job holding it down, chatting through all the leaks and rumors. We got to get him back soon. For Tyler for joining the stream just in time, coincidentally, to talk purely Star Wars. We don't know. And his luxurious hair is always well appreciated. This has been Sean the Right Way, and this thing we do every week right here because we love hanging with you guys. And man, great part of the week.
Did you even say my name at the end there?
Did I say Brent?
I don't know, but I exist too. Hi, how you doing?
I did the guest. Brent, you give some closing. You send her home tonight.
Guys, it's been a great one. Can't wait to see you next week for another heater, because we are the box of boys toting a couple of brickheads.
We'll see you right here next week.
Yeah.
Rick Grimes.